Wake up, Lincoln.
Come on, it's 6 o'clock. Rise and shine, rise and shine.
It's time for Early Break. Brought to you by Sandhills Global. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's Jake Sorensen.
Did seem kind of meh.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
Surprisingly good.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
I want to buy a couple ducks. I'm bringing 2 ducks to the office.
This is Early Break.
Good morning. Happy Thursday to you, Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Bill Busch on Early Break. Hope you enjoyed some late night hoops last night. Nebraska moves on once again to the semis. The Final Four. The real Final Four, right?
The Crown.
The Crown's Final Four.
Is Crown Royal on board yet?
Should be.
We've talked. I mentioned it right away. So a Crown Royal and with the Royal Crown. Nice soda.
Are they on board?
If they're not, they're missing out.
Oh, Crown. Okay, now hold on, Bill. Crown Royal with a Royal Crown.
Yeah, Royal Crown is a
Soda.
What's that?
Was it soda?
Soda.
Is that the RC?
Yes,
RC Cola.
Oh,
RC
yeah.
Cola.
So good.
What do you?
Come on.
Wait, no one has called that for a
Be
long
better.
time.
Be better.
They
Steve.
better, yeah.
Yes.
I didn't put that together at all. God, those cans were beautiful, blue and red.
Yes.
You can still buy that,
Better
right?
times.
RC Cola.
Yes, I think
I
so.
remember
I've not
the
purchased it for a while.
Remember it in a bottle.
Dude.
Yeah. RC.
Hey, I gotta tell you though. I'm gonna tell you. I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna throw it
Okay,
out there.
all right.
It wasn't very good.
What?
Whoa.
RC Cola.
There was a time,
Bill.
not
Good.
really. No.
I liked RC Cola.
It's all right.
I mean, it
guess.
wasn't Coke or
fine,
Pepsi, but it
there,
served
and it
its
was
spot.
someone
There.
when we were like in 5th grade and some mom handed you a can of RC, you drank it. It
Yeah.
wasn't like I
For
didn't
sure.
didn't push back.
For sure. For sure.
But it
wasn't
did it make
Coke.
you question why is this not Coke or Pepsi? Why am I getting RC?
Mainly, why is it not Coke? Why is it not Shasta?
Why is it
do
not
RC.
This isn't the real stuff.
Yeah.
We can do RC, but
Shasta was incredible. We all know we've been over that in detail. That was an incredible.
oh,
Yeah.
Better
Shasta,
times.
Better times. Shasta
Jeez.
root beer was incredible.
see, I like the cherry cola Shasta. That's what I thought was if that was in the refrigerator, that was
Good day for you.
Yeah.
as you would, what would you, the word utopia, euphoria,
What's that? Xanadu.
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 You hit the wrong letter. It's a Z.
Z.
Xanadu.
I
That
don't-
was Xanadu.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
saw one there, but that seemed like in our family, that's what everybody liked. The cherry cola Shasta.
solid.
Crown Royal, are they on board? 464.
Why shouldn't they be? Why wouldn't
Whatever
they be?
our
Why
number is.
shouldn't they be? 464-5685.
Yeah.
Now, honest question. We'll get to this game in a second. Did you stay up and watch the whole game?
Bill?
You said
Bill?
you said you wouldn't, so you're clear. Bill said he might.
Yeah,
Mike.
I got to about 10 minutes, 8 minutes, somewhere in that. It was into the second half, about 11. There was a time when Georgetown cut it down to 8. I thought, okay, this is going to mess me up here.
Mhm.
Then it went back to 11 pretty quick, and then I shut it down. That was where I shut it down.
I got it to 5 minutes to go in the first half, and it was evident to me this is not going to be a game.
Yeah.
Not a serious
And I sent a
Georgetown
text.
was not a serious.
No,
threat.
they
I
really
sent a
weren't.
text out, and I'm going to stand by it. And I mentioned to Jake earlier that
Okay.
he made an error. Steve made an error,
Ooh.
in my opinion.
Oh, you think Arizona State was better?
Yeah, Georgetown. When you made it,
Yeah. Now
the
Georgetown.
way you said it was incredible. Where do you watch the game tonight? Georgetown.
Now, but holds the thing, and I don't think you know this. Probably Georgetown was out.
I
Was
told Bill
without
that.
two of
Not-
its top.
not
three
not. I
scorers.
didn't know that until this morning when I made this statement last night.
Yeah.
I did not know that. So the 2 players that were out were did they?
They were 2 of their best 3 players.
It was like Ewing and Morning.
Morning were out.
for this
Okay.
Georgetown team. Yeah.
Because the first 5 minutes, it looked like a team that got put together in Vegas. Like, hey, listen,
Hey, you
we're
want to play
playing
the
a
ball?
game tonight. Would you be interested in playing?
Ed Cooley would not appreciate this.
Yeah.
Ed Cooley.
I don't think he'd push back real hard when just the product on the
Mm.
on the court. But what I go back to a couple things is with the game, is that the game's on TV
Mhm.
and they're keeping score.
Yep.
So once those 2 things add up,
Yeah.
then you have to put a team. You have to function.
And there's a big crown in the middle of
The
the
big crown in the middle of the court. The 3 things.
Huge crown,
Huge
by the
crown.
way.
So the credit goes to that the whole team is playing.
Mhm.
I know Raleigh is out, but that's not been a big thing. But he's out, but they're playing. The whole team's playing, and Fred's got him playing.
Yep.
He's got them playing interested. They're an interested football. I mean, interested basketball team. Yeah, they're interested basketball team. So they're playing very interested, which is encouraging.
This is a lot of sports talk for idle chit chat.
Yeah,
I'm a little bit freaked out right now.
Yeah, well, you can get back to the game. We'll get back to the game.
I can go chit chat today.
Yeah, what do you got? Idle chit chat, Bill.
All of a sudden, I always let Sugar out in the morning.
Oh, here we go.
And all of a sudden, I kind of hear like a little barking and stuff like that, and I can't. I look out back, I can't find Sugar. Out back, lights on, can't find her. So now I'm out in the backyard at 5 a.m, freaked out again. And she was kind of there's a little area around the corner you can't see. That I'm like, what are you doing over here?
What was she doing?
I don't know. I get her back in the house, and she goes right to the front door, and our front door has some glass on. You can see out of the front door. And she freaks out. She's going crazy. I go out and look, and we have a car that is being towed. That is up. The tow truck is there, and the car is hooked up to it, and 2 police trucks, 2 police vehicles, right in front of our house at 5 a.m.
5 a.m.
I'm like, this is not normal.
No,
it's not normal whatsoever with what was going on. So I'm trying to get
deal.
Well, I still don't know. When I pulled out, the police officers were there, and I could have rolled the window down and kind of figured out what was going on. But that's kind of
Sometimes they don't want to be forthcoming.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have to write down. Probably
you said 2 cop cars. Though?
There was 2
cop cars,
and so I'm like, there was a situation. There was a situation. It wasn't just like, oh, my car broke down. It was the whole thing was very odd. So I got to get a hold of Jeff Urkovich to find out what's going on.
Yeah, call Irk.
Yeah, but I feel good about. But that's odd when you wake up in the morning and there's 2 police cars and a car that's already on a tow truck outside of your in a very residential area.
Oh yeah, that's disconcerting. And Sugar was all over that.
Sugar was on it. Was not happy.
That's
with
rightful concern by her. That's definitely
rightful concern.
Rightful concern, Sugar. We get that. You were right.
The reason I said that, I was taken one time by. It was a similar, not totally similar. There was a big cop presence in our neighborhood one time back in 10 years ago. Something was going on in the neighborhood.
Something's going down.
Guy on the loose or something.
Loose horse.
Loose human. And a big police presence in our alley on our street. And I tried to ask the police what's going on. They just were they're just like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Because I don't think they can say anything.
I don't think they can say anything. Yeah. And I really
can't say anything incriminating.
I don't think what would be more annoying than anything that all of a sudden, because I'm not going to, this happened, this was the day before.
A bunch of neighbors come up and say, what's going on?
Yeah, a bunch of neighbors randomly. So I became that neighbor the other day. Same thing. I come out and I go, Laura, I go, there's in the neighborhood, there's a car pulled over by the state patrol.
Are you living in North Lincoln now?
Yeah, what's going on? What's happening?
No.
Have you changed?
You moved to North Lincoln?
So the state patrol's a car pulled over. And so I notice when I get home, and then I go take Sugar for a walk right at dusk, as I always do. And the police car, and they're still there. And I'm like, what the heck is going on like that?
Hell?
So I became that person. I swung around and I walked Sugar by. I got to see what's going on here. It's kind of funny. There was some of that.
Did you ask?
A couple of neighbors, they're on their decks, kind of on their panic. What's going on out here? So it's been 2 days in a row now. We've had a police presence in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The value of your house is plummeting.
You know that right now. It was something. So I need some.
You better keep an eye on it.
I just couldn't imagine.
Hey, neighborhood watch.
Just imagine being a police officer and not having to respond to a bunch of neighbors.
Hey, what's going on?
What's going on out there?
We don't
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't just go back inside.
Just let me be. I'll do my job.
Go back
to your job.
Go back
you should be the neighborhood watch guy now.
Think about it.
Keep an eye out for your neighbors.
I will say this, like that in general, I think it's any place you go. I'm hoping we have a couple of those neighbors that know what's going on. Usually there's always somebody in the neighborhood kind of has a pretty good idea.
There is.
There's always somebody. It's like, hey, did you hear about, see what happened? Oh yeah, here's what happened.
Oh, there's a redhead in my neighborhood. She knows everything going on. Wait a second. How do you know that?
So she is the watch. She is the official watch then.
The chance of sneaking something past me is like 95%.
Me too.
Just right past me.
Yeah.
I have no idea what's going on.
I don't even know what I'm doing sometimes.
Police, what was going on today?
Yeah, that's some idle chit chat. I don't have anything major. I was thinking about the wings the other day. They're very discomforting, hot, and
you had too hot of wings.
Well, and then what you wonder is why
different
is that
flavor?
Appealing? No, I always get them, but it seems like they're hotter.
Okay,
why is that appealing? I was telling Alex, why that
horrible.
Well, but I like it. I was telling Alex, I'm uncomfortable, but I like it. I feel discomfort, but it's good.
Yeah.
I was just whipping down water. I mean, like my mouth was burning.
You had your traditional 5, right? 5 wings total,
yes,
not
Jake,
10,
I
not
had
5
5.
wings. 5 extremely hot wings.
5 extremely hot habanero wings. And I
The
was thinking,
taste was good, but just was
just hot. But I think you like that. It's like discomfort, but you like it. There's probably other things like that. I don't know.
This is from Monday and it's still bothering you today.
I thought
about that yesterday.
I thought about it this morning.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought about it this morning. Ellie's laugh.
One of my favorite thing about Ellie is the gyration she does to keep the light
Yep,
on.
just
that thing that is
just to
mesmerized
avoid
her.
that
What does she do?
She waves her arms and does different stuff like
you
that.
got to do that?
Yeah, resets the timer. So because she fell asleep numerous times during the show, and this will be something she'll remember like 10 years from now if we're still alive. Like, remember I used to fall asleep during the show. We'll talk
She
about
listens
that.
to the show.
Yeah.
She just low keys it.
Low keys it.
She low keys it. Jake, what about you? You gotta join in.
Well, I am. We got a text here from yesterday here, 464-5685.
Blitzkrieg?
This is from this is unnamed texter actually. Regarding the FFA. We talked about FFA yesterday. We had several.
Hope they stop it again today. Yes.
Yeah. Says I'm listening to the podcast from yesterday, and I am an alum FFA president from my school back in 2012. My jacket is still at home with all my medals pinned exactly the way I had it from those days, and the jacket has never worn or faded. But I've never heard of the green paint thing though that Bill referred to.
Really, because that was the thing
and
that I knew about,
and they knew it too.
And I asked out there, I said, "You still do the green paint?" And they're like, "Yeah."
Maybe that's
still a
just
thing.
Northeast Nebraska.
I don't know. Could be hand in green paint. Talk to us, FFA members. And also, if you could send a photo in of the jacket, would be nice.
You got to dip your hand in green paint.
Dip your hand in green paint. That was a thing.
Not
Hope he's not. Hope he wasn't slacking as the president.
This is a president back in 2012. Did not know about the green paint thing.
2012.
But these people out here did.
2012. Huh. Green paint. You got to dip your hand in a bucket of green paint.
Yes.
I like the
I kind of like to have done it. I like to have done it. I wasn't part of that.
All kinds of questions I have.
Yes.
You have to. Is it one bucket of paint per person? Or
No. It just
get a bucket of paint.
Just get a bucket. Yeah.
Because that's a lot of paint.
Fire back at us. What's the phone number again?
402-464-5685.
If they know anything more about the
Please.
paint, we have to know more about the paint bucket.
What else you got, Jim?
Well, for me, I don't get to take naps very often. I did take a nap yesterday. I thought you guys might appreciate that.
This is idle chit chat.
I did.
Great.
I never get to nap. I took an hour nap.
You went
Just
down
out of nowhere. So I cannot function right now.
Yeah.
One of those things you guys know. There's a point you say, I'm so tired. I've done I just cannot do anything else besides take a nap right now. And so I said like at 2:00, time to shut it down for an hour. And I did. I said, don't call me.
Yeah.
I went airplane mode on my phone.
full simple.
Yeah.
Full simple. I go airplane mode every day.
I never ever do that though. I said I don't want to hear.
I do it every
right
single
now.
day more than once.
I cannot say that I do that.
If my phone, if you call and the phone just goes straight to voicemail, I'm on airplane mode.
I've never used airplane mode in my life.
I'm on it every
Not even
day.
on the airplane.
Not even on the airplane.
Just turn it off.
Just turn it
keep
off.
Okay.
Yeah, just turn it off.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing because you
So-
still get text.
So airplane mode. Okay. All right. I'm
You
going to do
still
this.
get text.
This is going to happen.
The text will go through when you open from airplane mode. You'll see the text.
This is going to happen.
Yeah, that's what it's meant for. Yes. Airplane mode shuts everything
it's
down.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's an unbelievable tool. You don't get calls. It's over.
It'd be nice because anytime if I have to shut down for a little nap, I always have to make sure I take my watch off.
Mm-hmm.
If not,
the dings.
the my watch will ding or vibrate or something.
Yeah,
That's a bad thing.
Airplane mode has made my life so much better.
Yeah.
Is that aging gracefully tomorrow?
Yeah,
Airplane mode.
Could be. I'm going to look into this today.
You
Yeah,
should.
it's not hard to look into, Bill. It's just a little whoop. It's just you just go to your settings.
It'll take me more than you think.
I'm not surprised about this. The text line is still disagreeing which way to go on FFA. I'm getting two people said that they're from Fullerton. Will is one of them, and then Dave says we did the green hand in Fullerton and still do. And then someone else says I was in FFA my whole time in high school. We never had to stick hand in paint. So this could be a Northeast Nebraska.
It might
thing.
be, but it is real though. At least we know we're not making this up. It is real.
It's real. It happened.
Classic Will. They do the green paint. You just knew they were maybe they're more advanced. Maybe they got the FFA 1 charter. Maybe that's it. Maybe they didn't ever make it to the green paint charter status. I wonder if that's it. I wonder if that's a status situation to be addressed.
God, they're here though. Those
I can't wait to see them today. They'll be biking today. They'll be here today.
They occupied the mill for a
packed
long
the
time.
mill.
Yeah, they did.
They packed the mill.
And they purchased coffee. It was wonderful.
And out of the blue, who showed up? Petrinka showed up to support
randomly.
FFA. Randomly.
Was she supporting FFA?
Yeah, so she was here for her niece.
I was wondering why she was here.
Her niece. And it was she's funny.
Petrinka is high level.
Yeah,
funny.
and then she said the word.
Yeah, we heard the
she
word.
Said the word.
She
said it.
We all confirmed. Yep, that's not radio
the word.
friendly.
That's not radio friendly. Can't do that.
Not hardly anything.
No, friendly. No, it's really not. But
I don't know where that.
And then she
word
told
is
me. Then she may have said, she goes, I use it 20 times a morning. She said, driving to work.
Driving. Yep, all the time on the roads.
I'm telling you, I had to apologize to Alex. We were at Buffalo Wings and Rings, and Petrinka joined our booth, and Petrinka, and she said it like 3 times. I was like, Petrinka. I'm sorry, Alex. I said, I'm sorry, Alex. Petrinka looked at Alex and said, oh, it's my favorite word.
Yeah.
It's acceptable.
I
it's
really,
my word.
Some people,
you have to apologize.
There's a lot of times when you meet someone and you're kind of like a little bit of like, you've had this something, in your mind built up. And then all of a sudden it's like, I wish I wouldn't have met him. I wish I wouldn't have seen him. Petrinka is just the opposite. Very happy that I met her. She was super funny.
She's super funny.
Yeah. So I really
ridiculously funny.
Yeah. So that was, and she was here to support FFA.
Yeah.
She was here to support FFA.
She's from Imperial.
Yeah. And her brother's an auctioneer. Yeah. Finished second.
We should ask her if they knew about green paint, because Imperial's not Northeast Nebraska.
Yeah.
Is the green paint a thing in Imperial?
FFA, please chime in. Where can they text that? What number, Jake?
402-464-5685.
The green paint.
Yeah. We got to get to the bottom of this.
Was this Northeast
Who's
Nebraska?
The president of FFA? We need to get an answer.
I do not know that.
Like national?
I don't know. But I think maybe just the Nebraska chapter.
Yeah,
that can get us to the bottom. Because this may not be
464-5685. Please,
the FFA president.
Yeah, of the Nebraska chapter.
You are getting some before we get out of chit chat. Genghis Corn.
Corn
is actually
from Texas.
He says this is a compliment for Sip. He says, "Wait, Sip likes habanero wings. Took a major step up in my book."
That's all I get. That's all I've gotten for 5 years. I don't even venture. That's not true. I did venture off one time, and it was a disaster. Went back. Disaster.
Go back to what you know.
Yeah, I like the salad with the habanero.
5 wings. That's it.
Yeah, 5's enough. Damn.
That is Idle Chit Chat, sponsored by our friends at Newton's Lawn Care. Please call or text Andrew at 402-440-6297. New customers get 20% off a 2025 fertilizer program. Just text the ticket to 402-440-6297. Get a free quote within 24 hours from Newton's Lawn Care.
Is Andrew is he causing any problems in that neighborhood?
I wondered. That was what first thing I thought of when I left today.
Yeah. Was it Andrew?
All of a sudden, I look out there and Andrew's in cuffs like that. Like, what happened out here? And they're trying to explain. I have to be
he's doing fitness,
and he's telling me he's giving me the signal. Hey, talk to these guys. Let them know. He just comes by early to come by to be in the garage to do fitness, and he's in
cuffs.
He wasn't breaking in, and we had a car up on a tow truck and 2 police officers.
God dang,
and the police officers also, there was one was out of his car, one was in his car, and they were having a detailed conversation. So something went down.
It's not good.
Something went down.
My guess is stolen vehicle.
Could be stolen vehicle.
That's my guess. Stolen vehicle parked and then the person went, took off.
But we get back to the barking. That's the one thing I say right away. A lot of times in the middle of the night, Sugar will just boom, wide awake, barking loud. And Laura's like, Sugar. And I'm like, no, let her go. She's protecting.
Yeah.
She's in protection mode.
100.
Let her bark, because that's a good 100. Bark. She's not.
It's a good sign for us.
She didn't wake up to jack with us.
Nope.
Not usually.
She's not waking up going, you know what?
No.
I'm going to spring up right now. They're dead asleep. I'm going to bark as loud as I can at the door.
Yeah.
And I like that people know that there's a dog in the house.
Oh, 100.
Yeah. Hundo.
That's very valuable, actually. Now, she could be responding to like some animal outside too. That's the thing. That's probably where Laura's coming.
Well, the biggest concern yesterday, I thought she got quite. We were on the Mopac Trail. Is that what it's called? Is that right, Jake?
Yes, right. The Mopac's right there.
I'm walking Sugar because she got a new collar. She has a
that's big.
A harness now.
Okay.
And she
she has a
and
she's a big dog.
Yeah,
She's a big dog.
and she loves it. She absolutely loves it. But she's walking. I see her look up like, whoa, whoa, whoa. She wanted to complete what's going on here. And like 6 big turkeys are walking across the road, the trail.
Wow, wildlife.
And wildlife. And she was like, I don't know what this is, but there's 6 of them and they're huge. And she wasn't in attack mode. She was more like, let's just chill here for a while. Let the turkeys clear. Let's let the turkeys clear. So
she's got a harness now.
got a harness now.
It's kind of big news.
It's big news. And Sydney, my oldest daughter, was at the house, and so we've had the harness now for a good 10 days on the table. And it's like
finally you fixed it to her.
It's hard to, there's a lot of different there's a lot of different
it was a fix to
yeah,
the body.
proper terms. It's funny.
it's really hard to get all the things that whatever, like look at the 2 adjustments. And so Sydney can do anything. So Sydney saved our life.
God dang.
Got her hooked up.
I wish you would have been here, Bill, at the stool. Jake was for Stitches when we had Stitches. Stitches was a Australian cattle dog, and he was a bigger one, and he was mean. Like people would not come to the house mean. There were people who were like, no, I'm not coming over. We got a harness for him. He was 1 bite away from being taken from us.
Well,
we got him and he was bad.
We
we tried so hard.
Right.
Now he was but extremely protective. I never ever worried once about leaving our house. Leaving Lori. Because if someone got in, it was over.
It's over.
Oh, it was over. It would have been bloody. So what?
Makes me a little nervous, but
I was nervous.
Norman was also mean. The cat. You had a mean.
I
dog
couldn't
and a
even
mean
walk
cat.
if I was in the hallway and Norman was in the hallway facing me. I wouldn't go down the hallway. I'm not doing
It's a
this.
cat, Bill. It's a cat.
Norman was unbelievable.
But you don't realize it, because I always lumped cats into like they're a cat. Dogs, you don't do that. You have your labs and you have your short hair, whatever. You have all. I just thought cats were cats. That's not true. Cats have their
Norman.
personalities. No,
Norman.
and we have.
I'll show you a picture of Norman. You'll get it when you see him.
So I've seen mean cats.
Yeah, Norman.
Yeah,
I wish
Trix,
I never met Norman, but the stories
saw
about Norman,
pictures,
I
didn't you?
did see pictures, and he told me stories about where Trix would pick him up, and then he would go,
oh God,
he'd just be,
women,
come on,
some women and
calm down,
farm
Norman.
women are so amazing. Like I wouldn't pick up Norman if you paid me $1,000.
Yeah,
like Norman would be acting up, and Trix would just go grab him.
Yeah,
Trix and Norman would be literally lashing out at her.
Yeah,
And she'd just be like, "Stop it, Norman.
yeah.
Knock it off." Like,
I'd be
Norman's gonna
scared.
kill you.
All right, that's idle chit chat. Last night we addressed this briefly, but we'll get into more. Nebraska basketball is now in the Final Four of the Crown. They beat Georgetown, who was down 2 of their best 3 players, 81-69. Another good performance by Bryce Williams, 28 points. So he had 30 points the first game, 28 game 2.
Crown.
It was a pretty good balanced performance by Nebraska all the way around. I thought, Juwan Gary, 17 points, Andrew Morgan, 12 points for the Huskers.
Morgan got.
I thought Morgan looked really good.
He did look good. He did look good last
12
night.
and 9.
Yep.
12 and 9. I like Morgan.
Gonna miss him.
Yeah.
He'll be missed.
Yeah, absolutely. First thing I thought about, I was watching. I don't know that. I'm like, hang on, am I right here? I'm 99% sure that he's gone. Is there a chance that he's
gone
back? And you'd like to have had him back.
He's gone.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
There has been another good story for Nebraska in this tournament so far. It's been Cale Jacobson. He started last night. He played 36 minutes of the 40 in the game for the Huskers and had a plus 16, plus minus. He had 7 points, 6 boards, also had 3 steals, 2 block shots. I mean, he was everywhere. He looked really, really good in the game.
Wonder if he knows Phil. He's from Ashland.
Good.
Does he know Phil
Rman?
But he does.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, right now, when he gets back, I'll bet Phil would treat him.
He should.
I bet Phil would
In
treat
what
him
form?
into a meal.
Like a gift certificate?
Yeah, something like that. I mean, just stop in and one's on the house. Phil, let us know. We can if Jacobson can swing by.
I don't like to spend Phillips' money.
I don't either, but I think right now I think this would be. I think
it makes sense.
This is pretty good advertising for Phil here. He's got a guy from Ashland right there playing well,
playing great basketball.
Yeah,
take care of him.
Does it cross your mind at all why he hasn't played more?
Yes,
crosses my mind.
You're a coach.
Yeah, it does right away. It's like because Jake's saying these things. It's like, okay, this guy didn't play all year.
No,
he didn't play at all.
Hardly at all. A little bit.
1 minute a game, maybe.
1 minute a game. He didn't play at all in any games that were of
consequence.
Remember at the end of the game against Minnesota, got to get him in the game. No, it was not in the game at all. And then my first thought is like, okay, a lot of people on that roster getting paid.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, and I doubt he is.
I don't think
he's
so.
a scholarship
Not a
player.
lot, yeah.
Probably a scholarship player, and maybe a couple $100 at work or something. I have no idea what his number is, but I'm saying right now it's not a
His number.
Yeah.
What's Jacobson's number?
yeah. But all of a sudden, does that not pop up into your head?
Yeah,
A little bit. It's kind of like, hang on here a second.
Why is
Now
he
look at
not
this
playing?
guy, and he's playing 36 minutes.
36 minutes of the 40 last night.
And I'm watching him,
Started.
and I'm watching him. I go, well, okay, is he a defensive liability?
Nope.
No,
he played
he's
good
not.
defense.
I mean, now
3 steals.
I know we're playing a Georgetown team down their start. I get that. And Arizona State wasn't close to full,
No.
and they were horrible when they were full. And so, but I'm watching them going like, I don't know, I don't see it. I don't see a big flaw.
There's quite a debate to be had here.
Yeah.
Which team you're dead set on? Arizona State was better.
I am,
Wow.
but I'm not like a lot. But yeah, I felt they had better a couple big bodies.
Oh,
that
their
were
big
better.
was better.
Their big was better. Yeah,
Georgetown was surprisingly small.
The first 5 minutes of Georgetown, I don't know what that was. If I'd been the AD, I would have somehow
What are you doing
got a
out
hold
there?
of Cooley
Yeah.
on the bench and said, call a timeout. And what is going on out there?
It's an AD.
If I was the
Direct
AD,
your head coach to call a timeout.
I would have reached out to him.
You'd be a hands-on AD.
Hands-on AD. I'd be a hands-on AD.
Ed, call timeout.
Yeah.
Hey,
Ed,
timeout,
timeout. I'd come down.
That's the AD
Is that the- yeah.
That was Dannon. Dannon called that timeout.
Come down and I'd get in the huddle and kind of ask a quick question, kind of one of these. What are we doing?
That's the AD down there, by the way.
Oh, the brother. That's AD Bill Busch down there. The brother. In the huddle.
In the huddle.
We don't see this very
You
often.
don't see this very often.
Georgetown wasn't particularly proficient as a shooting team.
They were just clanking. Now,
Yeah, clanking.
Now I will say this, but I watched into the second half,
They got better.
and I do these weird things in my head.
Yeah.
If Nebraska has their point guard is Malik
Mack was really
Malik
good.
Mack.
I liked him.
If Nebraska has him, they're probably a 7 or an 8 seed in the NCAA tournament.
You like him?
Bill, if you watched him, he wasn't good in the first.
He's
Second
bad in the
half,
first half.
he had 23 points second half. He
Yeah.
was so good. I mean, he was
and
shooting
handling the
three
ball, dishing balls, throwing.
Yeah.
So I'm watching. I go. If Nebraska had him,
Absolutely.
they would be probably a 6 to a 7 seed in the NCAA tournament.
I
Really?
texted some friends
Yeah.
too. I'm like, if Mac was on Nebraska next year, I'd feel a lot better. If he's on this year's team, yeah,
Hold on.
it's a good
Can't
team.
you get him?
Yeah,
He's really he's
Why,
just a
who-
sophomore. He's a
Yeah.
sophomore.
I mean, right away, this falls into the Matt Rule thing of like, okay, you want to play? 'Cause if I'm watching that and I'm Kentucky
get him.
or someplace, I'm going like, hey, you guys watching The Crown?
Yeah.
There's this point guard at Georgetown. No, Georgetown wasn't very good. No one paid attention to him. They got a point guard we might want to talk
He
to.
had 37 in the first game.
Okay?
Yeah.
I mean, he looked.
He
I
had
mean, I was,
37.
and also he looked the part. If he was the starting point guard at Auburn, you'd be like, yep.
He belongs.
He belongs at
anywhere.
Auburn. He belongs. He can.
Hey,
He can start at Duke
Look
next
at this.
year.
He played every single second of the game.
Yeah.
He played 40 minutes. 40 minutes
This is an
last
interesting
night.
conversation because in the first half, I watched till 5 minutes left. He was terrible.
He had a bad
Yeah.
first half.
Yeah, but he wasn't really terrible. He didn't make some shots, but
He had 2 points at half.
yeah,
I know. He had 23 in the second
Are we
half.
judging only on points? Because he wasn't playing. It wasn't like he was falling down at half court.
Listen to Larry Brown over here.
I'm gonna call timeout. But he was part of that.
Are you
first
Larry
fight.
Brown or Dale Brown?
Both.
Or Hubie.
Are you Brown?
I want to be Hubie. If I can be one of the Browns, I want to be Hubie.
Wait a second.
Still going
He
to
was passing the
91.
ball well. He was active.
He was that, so it wasn't like he was loafing around. the court.
No. I get it.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised he went off in the second half because he was bad. in the
Well, he had
first clank.
37 the first game.
37
he
first
can
game.
score,
Yeah.
and he was almost unstoppable.
I have
in
him
the
on the
second
all
half.
tournament team.
God, that's interesting. You would put Nebraska as an 8 or 7 seed with Mac?
Yeah,
So
I would.
do you go get him? Do you try to?
Nebraska, we said the last couple of years, has failed miserably in getting a quality point guard. I know it sounds rough on Rooster and Euless, but those guys let you down. You
If
needed
you watch
somebody
the-
better than them.
If you
Malik
watch
Mack can score.
watch the point guard matchup, just like this, just rate the two.
Here's
It's
the
not even
news.
It's
close.
not even close.
Here's the news. You probably can't get him because Georgetown will keep him, right?
He was at
Yeah,
Harvard.
but-
He was at Harvard last year. Apparently, he went from Harvard to Georgetown.
Harvard.
Malik
Georgia.
Mack.
Georgetown
I'm
probably
telling you right now, someone's talking to him. If I'm watching that and I'm at
Yeah.
a place that could,
Yeah.
when you say who would it be? Well, how about Arkansas?
the prices are
How
high
about
right
this?
now. Just real quick, you Jake, we've covered the Crown, right?
Yeah.
I talked to a coach yesterday. Bill, you don't like it when I do this, but this was a coach who was directly involved with Josh Dix. the
Iowa.
price for Josh Dix is 2.5. That's the price. He was 14.4 a game. Mac could be worth $1 million.
Oh, he'd be worth more.
You think so?
I'm telling you, I watched
Nebraska. Can't.
I watched Dix play. I'm taking Mac. I'm taking Mac.
Okay, that's fine, but you're paying for him.
Quick question. I'm going back to the basketball. I have
Hey,
something. I want something.
Yeah, Creighton could get Dix, by the way.
I know they could, and they got a good player from Charlotte yesterday.
Yeah,
so they got Owen Freeman. They went the Bryce Williams route. We got a really good player averaging 17.5 from Charlotte.
They got Owen Freeman. They got the kid from Charlotte, and they could get Dix.
Just because they've never played basketball in April.
Sean Callahan.
Sean
we heard that jab on this show yesterday.
Sean fired one across
Nebraska's
the bow.
in the Final Four.
Yeah.
I don't think Creighton's ever been in the Final Four. Creighton, you been in the Final Four?
It's a yes or no.
Just asking.
It's a yes or no.
I think they were in the finals of the CBI about 13 years ago. Legitimately, I think they were.
So I have to ask the question to the stool, and then to Ellie, and then also to the breakers to chime in. Does it annoy you or make you happy? When you watch Nebraska, they're playing pretty good. They play hard. They look good. At what point in time do you just go back and but we couldn't win one of the last 5 games, but we couldn't beat Iowa at home. We couldn't beat Minnesota at home. And then now it's oh yeah, but we're doing pretty good now. What happened in the last? Does that not go? It goes. I go backwards, and all of a sudden it's
we're in a little safe spot now.
Yeah, but when you get to that point, you go back and go, why could we not do this?
It's frustrating, but also those teams didn't have players sitting out or 2 of the best 3 players out in the Big Ten.
That's true. I mean, when you look at the rosters that they're
different.
against, it's different. It really is.
Nebraska will play again on Saturday. They'll play Boise State on Saturday at 12:30 p.m. on Fox. Early game.
Wait a second. What?
Nebraska will play Saturday.
Right before the Final Four.
Yes.
The other Final Four.
12:30 12:30 on Fox. And I think they play the championship game is on Sunday, I believe. That's all. My only goes till Saturday, so I don't know. I think it's
the
Sunday.
championship game is Sunday or Monday.
Would you put it before the other? The title game in the tournament's on Monday.
Yeah, good point. I think it's Sunday.
I think it's Sunday.
So you'd whip around a day later.
Probably
whip around.
Whip it.
That's Robin's there now. Robin's
having a
week.
How happy is he that they won last night?
I think he's happy. He's commented on. I didn't know this about Vegas. Okay, first of all, he's staying at the Lux.
Okay.
Which is short for Luxor.
I stayed there once.
Did you?
Yeah, it's like
hotels
it's a pyramid hotel.
All hotels are nice.
Really? He said this one's pretty low level.
Really?
Yeah.
I would agree with that. The Luxor is underwhelming.
Yeah.
For Vegas.
Yeah, and he said that the smell of menthol is thick in Vegas.
Menthol.
Well, cigarettes.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't know. I've never been there. I was there 40 years ago.
You can still smoke in the casinos. There's still smoking There's smoking in the casinos.
God, I love it.
Just
I got to go back. Well, I am going back. We're going back.
We doing the show from there? We going to do that for Media Day?
Big 10 Media Day.
That's 4 a.m. that time for our show. I thought about that'd be horrifying. This show would be
imagine
4
we'd
a.m.
have on. This special the people that still up playing blackjack all night, stopping by to talk to us on the show.
I can't imagine doing this at 4 a.m.
4 a.m. seems like a lot.
Yeah, it seems really
that's
really awful.
That's middle of the night.
Terrible.
Yeah. We'd be up in the middle of the night.
When we come back, Coastal Carolina wants to offer free concessions this year. What's happening there?
Huge story.
Up next, an early break in the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Spring is the time of new beginnings and trying new things. If you haven't tried Führer's cheese spread yet, the time is now. For parties for St. Patrick's Day and Easter or celebrating the NCAA tournament with friends, there's no better dip to bring everyone together and celebrate something from Nebraska. Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Führer's cheese spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table. Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I'm proud of my Nebraska roots, and I'm proud to be back home. And at Midwest Bank, they're proud to be your local community bank. They believe in family first, taking initiative, showing integrity, and rolling up their sleeves to support their local communities. They treat everyone like family, no matter where you're from. Whether you walk into a branch in York, Lincoln, Norfolk, or Pierce, you know you're going to be welcomed with a smile. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
Hey farmers, if you don't already, you need to get to know the guys at Buick Farm Outfitters. If you're ready to turn your sprayer into a money-saving smart machine, they can hook you up. If you just want to get your chemicals from some good guys that care about your operations goals, they want to chat. They work with progressive growers all over eastern Nebraska to assist with equipment upgrades and input options. Buick Farm Outfitters is equipping the modern farmer. Check them out at Buick, B-O-E-C-K, farmoutfitters.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Love is in the air, and so are big savings. It's the Big I Do event at Sartor Heyman Jewelers, South Point Pavilions, April 4th through the 6th. For 3 days only, enjoy 20% off all engagement rings and wedding bands, plus exclusive bridal collections from our top designers. Whether you're saying yes or I do, shop now for the year's best prices and selection. April 4th through 6th, Sartor Heyman Jewelers, South Point Pavilions.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? Do you need a lawyer you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion? The attorneys at Liberty Law understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Contact us for a free consultation by calling 877-42-LIBERTY. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
It's the two-fingered wave on a gravel road. It's letting the kids take dad's truck to prom. It's Friday nights under the lights of a hometown football field. Eustace Body Shop knows small towns. It's where our values are rooted. We treat our people right, and in turn, they treat you, our customer, right. And we give back to our communities. Not much more small town than that. Eustace Body Shop, small town service, big city technology.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Experience the Landmark difference with the next level of dealer support. Landmark, your local John Deere dealer, continually works to have parts on hand the first time you walk in the door. Our internal route system means we can get the parts to you typically same or next day to keep you up and running. At Landmark, we understand time is money. Get more uptime with our after-hours parts and service support on the phone or in the field. Stop by your local Landmark today to experience the Landmark difference.
This
I'm not on drugs. I'm not drunk.
is Early Break. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We talked about Phil Rman in the first segment because Cale Jacobson, great performance for the Huskers last night. But if you want to stop and see this great steakhouse at Rman's, it's between Lincoln and Omaha and Highway 6. They've got an Easter brunch April 20th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Tons of wonderful items, steaks on the menu, scrambled eggs. You want that? I mean, anything you want in a typical
Scrambled eggs
brunch.
sound good right now.
Any
Gravy.
brunch item they have.
There'll be some gravy there.
I can guarantee there'll be boats of gravy.
There'll be gravy boats.
Gravy boats.
Yes, that is an incredible deal. Phil Rman, yes, And get back to some of the Jacobson situation also.
Yes.
Maybe we can sign some autographs there.
That could be
Maybe
NIL.
What if we get
NIL
Jacobson? What if we
possibly for him.
NIL situation? Jacobson brings Ashland to the forefront of college basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, we get him up on the ladder. We'll get him on the ladder in the bar.
You could definitely get Crown involved.
Yeah.
Crown Royal.
Yes.
At least get him a Crown Royal.
Yes, we can.
That's
right.
Yes.
Is he of age?
Is he of age? He's old enough yet
Is
to
he
have
of
one of
age?
those.
And Ashland needs it.
It's close enough. He's in college.
Bill loses his liquor license. Big picture.
Not funny.
Not funny.
No,
Not funny.
that'd be bad.
No, Bill wouldn't be doing that. We're not doing that.
If you can't wait until the 20th to get there, don't forget they've got a wonderful filet mignon, a 6-ounce and a 10-ounce variety.
So you can go today?
You can go today for lunch or dinner. New York strip, of course. They got wood roasted half chicken, Chilean sea bass.
The sea bass is
scallop risotto, all that and more.
Scallop risotto has me the most intrigued. Risotto is incredible.
It is.
I got to talk to Phil directly right now. I hope he's listening. Phil, I will be back to get some bourbon.
Yes.
I'll get that bottle. I'm coming back maybe this weekend. Hopefully you're there.
Phil's
all right.
always there.
He's always there. So
Yeah,
he's there 7 days a week.
7 days a week.
Ruhlman's just in Ashland Highway 6. All right, I saw a story this week from Colt. This is not an April Fool's joke. It came out March 31st. Confirmed this is not a joke.
Interesting, yeah.
That Coastal Carolina is offering free concessions for every 2025 home game with the purchase of a ticket. This came from, again, this is on Monday. This was announced that, again, alcohol obviously not included in the free stuff for the promotion. But if you get hot dogs, nachos, popcorn, or fountain drinks, you can get 4 items per trip and with unlimited trips to the concession stand at Coastal Carolina football games this upcoming year.
I had to read the story twice to believe it. I mean, it is true.
It's true and it's incredible, and it's the chance of it being a historical disaster is good.
Yeah, it is.
It's a chance of being a historical
Because-
disaster. I just remember that I think there was a special pass you could buy for unlimited concessions at right here for the Lincoln Stars.
That's correct. A couple years ago,
and it crashed bad. It went horrific.
He is correct. It went poorly.
It went because they couldn't keep up. It was belly up. It was just
people abused it. And do you blame them? Do you blame them?
Yeah.
Well, do I blame them for abuse? Yes.
It even says here there's unlimited trips. You can get all trips. 4 items every time and come back.
I do blame them for abuse.
There'll be a bunch of there'll be a lot of waste. I think there will be, take one bite of a hot dog. Yeah, I don't want it. Some of that, I think. Yeah, I think
abuse.
I think it's got a chance for. I don't want to be like the wet blanket.
Being Debbie Downer.
I don't want to be the blanket because I love the idea. I'd love to be able to go to a game and be able to walk up and say, I'll have a hot dog, nachos, and a soda, and not get my wallet out. It'd be it's great. I'm just telling you, the chance of this being successful, I don't think there's a lot of people going like, see what's going on at Coastal, get down there, let's take a look at this.
Oh, Nebraska would say, no, that will never, ever, ever happen here. We rely on the concession money. We need that.
Surprised
so don't ask for
where this conversation turned.
Well, you agreed it would be an epic disaster. You agreed with this. And so I'm love they're giving it a shot, though.
Isn't there a part of you that says, no, the people will.
There's part of me that's pulling for them. I'm pulling hard for this. We got going. This was a success. Everyone loved it. We're going to continue to do it. It'll be fun to see how year 2 works out.
I don't know.
This was from the AD. Chance Miller of Coastal Carolina says, our fans are the heartbeat of Teal Nation, and we're always looking for ways to elevate their game day experience with the CCU kickoff meal deal. We're excited to offer free concessions this fall as a way to say thank you for the energy, passion, and support they bring to Brooks Stadium every game. I have been trying to confirm if this is April Fool's or not. It's not. This is real.
No, it's real. So
I was waiting for some, hey, just joking. No, this is legitimately happening at Coastal Carolina.
What's available are hot dogs, nachos, popcorn, and pop.
Yes.
Can they keep up
for free?
Hot dogs will be the hot item. There'll be a lot of popcorn that goes unused, I think. But hot dogs is probably the issue. Some people are just going to keep going and getting hot dogs.
All I know is I'm basing off of just one data point that it was an epic fail at the Lincoln Stars.
Was it epic? What was the failure part? Just people
I think they couldn't keep up. I think it's all of a sudden
people going too much.
Or it's like this, like, yeah, I'd like to have a hot dog. Yeah, who doesn't, buddy? We've been out of those for about 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's the first quarter.
Yeah,
we're out.
Well, yeah. What a great idea, though.
And how do you keep up on the first one? The first game, you go, okay, Are we going to use 1,000 hot dogs or 10,000 hot dogs? I don't know. We're going to go through here. We got to have them ready to go.
I'm sure they've scoped it all out.
They'll have a plan.
Hey, by the way,
I'm pulling for him.
That's Tim Beck.
Yeah, I'm pulling for him.
That's Tim Beck. Is the
Let's
head
get
coach.
him on the phone.
They were 6-7 last year and played at a bowl game that was held at the Myrtle Beach Bowl at their stadium.
Yeah,
which would be interesting to me. Yeah. Guys, we're playing in a bowl, but we're not leaving.
Not leaving. We're just staying in your own apartment.
6-7 last year.
Yes.
The Chanticleers, Teal Nation.
Teal Nation. I love that.
Yeah.
They do have very cool looking uniforms.
And it's very teal.
And it's a place you'd like to live. Coastal Carolina.
What did you just say?
It's very teal.
Yeah,
everything
it's
is teal. The food's
teal.
Excuse me, not the food.
The field is teal.
The field is very teal. Uniforms are very teal.
Teal Nation.
Yeah. But what a story. This is a great story.
It's a great story.
You wonder how much the attendance will change. How many more tickets are they going to sell with this promotion?
Well,
happening?
It does allow you to take your family when all of a sudden it's like, okay, if we take the family and we do concessions, an extra $120. No, it's not.
No,
it's not.
What a gesture.
Yeah.
Seriously. I hope it's not abused. I'd like to think it's not going to be abused. It doesn't have to be abused. You can show restraint. Honey, we've already got 4 hot dogs. What else do we need? I would need 2 probably. I would want 2. That's it. I wouldn't go back for 2 more.
You're not walking away with
I wouldn't either. No, there's no
I'm not
chance.
take some home.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
Now there might be some of that. We're going to take some food home. I hope. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they've accounted for it.
If you can do that, then it's a problem. What if someone's walking out with 14 hot dogs?
Well, they
14
can.
different
It's
trips.
unlimited trips.
Does it say you can take it out of the stadium though?
Well, imagine
you
they
stop somebody doing that.
Can you imagine all of a sudden the clear bag check on the way out?
You can bury
what's that down there?
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you easy, Jake.
You can bury a hot dog. You can.
What if that was our deal? All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna send Sip and Busch and Jake in. See if they can get a hot dog out past security.
It would be so easy.
It would be so easy. It would be. It would be just under your hat.
Right.
Under your hat, walk out.
How many different ways can you do
Tuck in
that?
the back of your belt, the back belt.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not going to, you'll be fine. People aren't going to do that.
I don't know if anybody else is going to follow.
Teal Nation.
Who will follow this is the question. Will anybody else follow suit and say, hey, I like that idea. Let's do that
It's
here.
a great gesture to the fans.
I'm going to say right now, everyone's kind of doing the old, you guys do it, and we'll take a look at how it goes.
Give us the first year review. We'll see if it's worthwhile. When we come back, Rick Heyman, Song of the Day next, an early break on the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Authentic Mexican food is not always easy to find, but you can find it in Lincoln at Tacos Los Hermanos. Their birria tacos are worth the drive from anywhere in town, but their chicken, chorizo, al pastor, and asada tacos are also worth the trip. You can also try any of those meats in a burrito or quesadilla. You won't find a better toppings bar in the area or better dessert options. If you can't get there, don't worry, they do deliver as well. Stop by Tacos Los Hermanos for lunch or dinner today at 70th and Havelock Streets in Lincoln. Salt Mine City is not only Lincoln's newest brewery, but they're also now serving food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their peanut butter and jelly burger with bacon and cheddar cheese, or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. Don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 11 a.m. every day but Mondays at 8th and R.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? Do you need a lawyer you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion? The attorneys at Liberty Law understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Contact us for a free consultation by calling 877-42-LIBERTY. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage door sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, a realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at DoorsPlusLLC.com or give them a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
We're in Baton Rouge at the original Raising Cane's with the man that started it all.
Wait, are you the Yes Chef guy?
Todd started this place 28 years ago with one goal in mind: making the best chicken fingers in the world. We got their famous box combo, chicken fingers, crinkle cut fries, Texas toast slaw, and their world famous cane sauce. Could shed a tear right now.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see partly to mostly sunny skies with light winds, and actually high around 59. Tonight, a slight chance of showers, otherwise mainly cloudy, low around 42. And tomorrow, we'll see a chance of showers throughout the day, and afternoon high near 55. Meteorologist Kyle Luther from 3.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com. Hey farmers, if you don't already, you need to get to know the guys at Buick Farm Outfitters. If you're ready to turn your sprayer into a money-saving smart machine, they can hook you up. If you just want to get your chemicals from some good guys that care about your operations goals, they want to chat. They work with progressive growers all over eastern Nebraska to assist with equipment upgrades and input options. Buick Farm Outfitters is equipping the modern farmer. Check them out at Buick, B-O-E-C-K, farmoutfitters.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Move over, Jake.
I'm moving. Jeez.
Thursdays are reserved for a man with a wider range of music knowledge than Jake could ever dream of.
This is the golden era. You would hear this on any radio station. You know, it wasn't like it is now. Okay. You know, you got country, you got R&B, you got pop, you got rap, you got rock. They didn't have that then. You heard everything.
A man who knows a good song when he hears it, just as much as a good diamond when he sees it.
You get a diamond!
Yes, I do get a diamond. I get a diamond, and that makes me happy.
It's time for Rick Heyman's Song of the Day, sponsored by Sartor Heyman Jewelers, on Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket.
Somebody take a peek.
Once again, your song of the day from 1969, Pinball Wizard by The Who. 464-568-51 is bad, 10 is good. Texture rating on Rick Heyman, Sauter Heyman Jewelers, song of the day.
You want to go ahead, Bill?
Yes. I really like the part on there, plays by intuition. Love that.
He does.
The game,
They do say
the song hits a little bit, probably more with the era of Parallel Lives, me and Steve Sipple, because we played a lot
of pinball.
A lot of pinball.
We played the silver ball.
The silver ball. I mean, pinball right now, you've talked, no one plays pinball. Doesn't exist. They're out there.
We should change that.
No
We
one's
should
playing
change that.
pinball. Not like we played pinball. I mean, you couldn't wait to play. I mean, remember at the end when you matched? Also, then when you get the free game.
What a sound.
What a sound.
Do it again.
I can't do it.
No, you can't.
I can't. I mean, that sound.
That was one of the best sounds you could hear
when
in your
it
life.
matched, it was like, it'd be like, oh, and then you get the free game. It was like, oh God, that was incredible. So that means a lot to me.
I mean it. It was a big deal.
I enjoy the song in a weird way. It's a little bit background music, but I do enjoy it. I knew all the words, so I'm going to go with a 689.
Okay.
689. 689. Don't love it. Background music, intriguing song, and there's some things that make it listenable.
We're on the same page on this. Who, to me, the band is a huge hit and miss band.
Agreed.
Like there's some songs that you're like, God, that's terrible. And then there's some songs like, oh my God, that's good. Hit and miss. This is a hit. It's a hit. The song starts off really good. I always think, oh, this is a great song. Then as it's playing, I might be apt to turn it off. But it's good enough at the start that I could give it an 8.
Cool.
And it's an interesting song, too. If you
Very
listen
interesting.
to it.
I enjoyed the lyrics.
It's about a deaf, dumb, and blind kid that's really good at pinball. Yeah. The deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. Dun, 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 dun.
You go with an 8 then?
Yeah, and best guess, huge upset today. There's a huge upset in Lincoln. I almost would say play the sounder.
What's going on?
Breaking news.
I wasn't prepared. No, I don't have it ready yet. I wasn't prepared.
Patrinka. It's Katrinka. We call her Patrinka with a P. I really like The Who, and this is a really good song. Good job, Rick.
Whoa.
8.5.
All right.
Yeah, that's good. Good job.
I'm going to go with 6.5.
You and Bill on the same page. What about
Pretty
Ellie?
same page. Ellie's going to be 6'9", Dad's a 7'4".
Ooh, 5'9", Ellie, 7
good,
for
Bill.
Derek.
Wait a second. Derek gave it a
7.
what?
Gave it a 7.
Right, he's right there with us. Derek's right there with me and Jake.
We are now joined by Rick Heyman, Sauter Heyman Jewelers. Rick, good morning. Pretty solid scores today for you on Pinball Wizard.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen.
There's the pinball sound right there. Nice.
Pinball, yes. We got some great trivia and stuff sippers here.
Okay.
All right.
Hey,
Heyman?
Coach.
Yes.
You need a Gladys Kravitz up there in the neighborhood.
Yes, Gladys Kravitz was incredible.
What's that?
She was on Bewitched, and she knew everything that was going on in the neighborhood.
Really?
Oh yeah, and Gladys was wise to maybe that the house across the street, maybe that there was a witch that lived across there, and so she was always
right.
She was always on to somebody that couldn't quite ever catch her. Yeah.
Do you have any idea?
She was always spying through the window.
Spying through the window. We need a Gladys Kravitz. That's exactly
Gladys
right.
Kravitz is her name?
That was her name, yes.
Good
Gladys
reference.
Kravitz.
Yeah, Bewitched. I watched it a little bit, Jake.
I did not know what you're talking about.
Bewitched.
She did this with her nose.
Yeah, really good. Darren was
Hey, and
the
by
husband.
the way, my buddy Phil Ruhlman's got a buffet out there you guys talked about.
Yes.
You got to go to a Ruhlman's buffet. I'm just telling you. And it's not that expensive.
Okay,
and
nice.
it is. I've been to, I think, 2 or 3 of them. They are off the charts. So
they know what they're
highly
doing.
recommend that.
Yes.
There's Jacobson there, the basketball player.
I didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
Never mind. We'll move on.
Carry on.
Did you take any food out of it?
Well, congratulations to the Huskers. That's great. And I love the airplane mode tip for naps because I take one every day.
There we go.
Okay.
Slide to the right.
This is Woodstock, the final installment of Woodstock. This is The Who. And this was from a record called Tommy, which was a rock opera. I had this record. It was a double disc Huge record. I think it had like 20 songs on it. The whole thing had a theme. It was about this kid, Tommy, who was deaf, dumb, and blind. It was in 1969 when Townsend was going through some kind of spiritual awakening, and so he wrote this rock opera. Back then, nobody did that kind of stuff. And they played this whole thing at Woodstock. And people were commenting, I know on YouTube, that there's better Who songs, this, that, and another. Yes, there are. Believe me, I know. But this is Woodstock related. So that's why I played this song.
Got it.
And there's something about it. I don't know what it is. I was a pinball fanatic. I was the biggest retrobait, however you say it.
Retrobait. Good word.
I hung out at all the pinball joints in Lincoln when I was a kid. And me and my buddies were just pinball freaks. So at the time, this was really in tune with the youth, shall we say.
All right.
So the whole record is about this kid. He can't see, can't hear, nothing, but he's the greatest pinball player in the world. And they're singing about how they're the best, and then this kid comes along and beats them, and they can't understand how. So it's a fun song, great band. I saw The Who in Omaha like 15 years ago, I think. Roger Daltrey was pretending to sing in that show. He had lost his voice. Townsend was there, and then they had two other guys because the other two had passed away. But they were excellent, other than Roger not being able to sing. So, with that in mind, I mentioned last week I'm going to talk about the bands that did not play at Woodstock and why, and then we'll get into the Stump the Sippers.
Great.
Canceled acts at Woodstock, the Jeff Beck Group. They broke up in July.
No problem.
Iron Butterfly, who at the time and still to this day has one of the top 10, I think it's number 9 best-selling albums in history. They got stuck at the airport.
Not missed.
Joni Mitchell.
Missed.
Her agent put her on the Dick Cavett show instead.
Missed.
Here's the people that declined an invitation to Woodstock. The Beatles.
Missed.
John Lennon said he couldn't get them back together. Led Zeppelin got a higher paying gig at Asbury Park Convention Hall in New Jersey. Bob Dylan turned it down because of his disgust of the hippies that hung around his house.
Jeez.
All right, Bob.
The Byrds turned it down because of a melee at a performance they had earlier that year in Atlanta.
Melee.
Tommy James and the Shondells, second band I ever saw in my life. I think I was 12 or 13.
I thought the Shondells went.
Turned it down because of being misinformed about the size and scope of the event. Jethro Tull turned it down because they thought it wouldn't be a big deal. The Moody Blues turned it down because they took a gig in Paris.
Okay.
And Spirit, they had other shows planned and didn't want to back out of their commitments. They had no idea. This is the thing. Nobody had any idea how big this was going to be, as we've talked about. And I should do a podcast because some of the background information about Woodstock and the aftermath of what it looked like after 3 days, 4 days, is insane. And people that were there, all the clothes, it's just insanity how that the 500, the size of Omaha, ended up in this mud field for 4 days in the rain, and it, barely advertised, barely promoted. So that's what's fun about Woodstock. Okay. Real quick, here's how much money they got paid. This is fun. Top paid band was Jimi Hendrix, and made $18,000. Blood, Sweat, and Tears, remember them?
Yeah, they're incredible.
Horn band, incredible, $15,000. Creedence, $10,000. Jefferson Airplane, $7,500. Richie Havens, $6,000. Arlo Guthrie, $5,000. Grateful Dead, $2,500. Santana, I didn't play them because we played Santana, and I should have played them, but we didn't. $700.
That's it.
700.
Thanks for coming, Santana. Appreciate you.
That's what they got paid. And by the way, Carlos Santana was high on LSD when the band took the stage. He didn't think they were playing till the next day. and I've seen him interviewed about it. He said it was the most insane. He has no idea how he even got through the gig. And if you watch it, he's great. But he never, ever drank or did drugs of any kind at a live performance ever again after that. It freaked him out so bad. So
discipline.
With that in mind, sippers.
Here we go. Sip
and the
first.
coach.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Sip first. Bally is the machine here on this song, a Bally machine, pinball. Can you name one other manufacturer of pinball machines? Gottlieb, Johnson Max, or Goody?
Oh, God.
That's a great question.
That's a good one. For sure, we've heard of Bally. Johnson Max.
You get a CZ, it's Gottlieb.
Oh.
No idea on that one.
No idea.
Okay, 0 for 1.
And in fact, Gottlieb's were the number one brand. And you remember Fußball, Deutsche Master?
Of course.
Absolutely.
And then they come up with the other one. I can't remember the name of it right now with the big plastic characters. I was a Deutsche Master all the way.
You're a reprobate.
I was a reprobate. Just ask my now deceased, God love her, God rest her mother. Okay, Coach.
All right, over to pinball.
Yes.
Coach.
Yes.
You better get this.
Ooh.
What is the name of the machine glitch that happened when you put a little too much action on the machine?
Stop.
Come on,
Tilt.
Excuse me?
Tilt.
Diamond!
Brilliant!
Stop. And you always knew how just to kind of gently, and you knew if there was one that's going to go quick, you knew this one that one. Be careful.
And didn't some machines tilt easier than others?
Yeah, they were set.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some you could just
It's
wrap.
settings.
Some you could just shake.
Remember just banging the corners and
Yeah.
making that ball go where it went?
Yes.
Yep.
Magic.
And it would tilt. And, some machines did it quicker than others. And each machine was, they were all different. And they had it was like an instrument you played. They were great.
Yeah, they
It's
were.
fantastic.
You played the silver ball.
Played the silver ball. I thought at Lyricosis, Jake, I thought he said, got such a soulful risk in the lyrics.
Subtle.
It's supple, S-U-P-P-L-E.
Not even subtle. It's supple.
Supple. What a
Like
word.
Sipple. Like Sipple.
With a U.
Steve Supple.
Steve Supple.
All right, we got it.
Good job. Rick, is there one more trivia question or not?
Yes.
Okay.
You guys, for everybody, they're obviously the Who's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which I think started in 1986.
Okay.
What year did the Who go into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? 1987, 1999, or 1990?
87.
90.
I'm saying 87.
Okay, I'll go 87 with
We'll
you.
go 87.
87.
Triple CZ's 90.
Oh, Bill had it. I walked away from it. I'm the fool.
Bill
Everybody plays the fool. That's me.
Dang it. Bill had it. Bill had it. All right, Rick, what's happening right now at Sauter Heyman Jewelers?
Guys, this is it.
This
Biggest
is it.
event of the year 2025 Spring Wedding Ring Expo. It's called the I Do event. Not I don't, I do. That means you've got to come in and do, guys. You're going to get, this is the 4th, 5th, and 6th. It's at South Point only. 20% off or more on all wedding bands, including semi-mount rings, wedding bands, stackable bands, anniversary bands, and estate bands. 20% off or more on all engagement rings and semi-mounts. 10% off or more on all in-stock loose diamonds. Guys, you are going to save a fortune here. If you register early, go to our website, sauterheyman.com. Register early. You're going to get a swag bag.
Swag bag.
And it's got sparkles in it. So you want that. You want the swag bag. So grab your sweetheart. If not, come in by yourself. Or gals, you go in, find it, bring him back. Come in, save 20% minimum. You might save a lot more. We've got 2 of the top designers in the world there that have brought their entire lines. If you can't find it at Sauter Heyman, folks, you don't want it. Check us out. We're all over all the social media places. SauterHeyman.com. I'll post more interesting things in my final week of the amazing Woodstock Festival. that literally changed the world on my personal Facebook at Rick Heyman.
Rick, always good stuff. Thanks for the time. We'll chat with you again next week.
Bye-bye.
Song of the day for Rick Heyman was Pinball Wizard by The Who from 1969. Up next, hour 2 with Mike Schaefer, an early break on the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between, we'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Hey farmers, if you don't already, you need to get to know the guys at Buick Farm Outfitters. If you're ready to turn your sprayer into a money-saving smart machine, they can hook you up. If you just want to get your chemicals from some good guys that care about your operations goals, they want to chat. They work with progressive growers all over eastern Nebraska to assist with equipment upgrades and input options. Buick Farm Outfitters is equipping the modern farmer. Check them out at Buick, B-O-E-C-K, farmoutfitters.com.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now, through April 6th, enjoy all-natural, thick-cut bone-in pork chops for $2.48 per pound, all-natural boneless chicken breasts $2.99 per pound, 5-ounce portions of tuna steak, mahi-mahi, or swordfish for $3.99 each, and Busch Light 30 racks just $17.99 each when you purchase 2. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had roofing service company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing service company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing service company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines, unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and March Madness is here, and Koppel is ready to rock and roll. We just closed the books on a tremendous February, and we're locked and loaded for a big March. True 0% APR is happening right now at Koppel on select new models. Plus, Koppel has over $10,500 off list on other select new models. Our pre-owned truck lot is full of late model low gyms as well. So make that short drive down 144th Street or check us out online at koppelcars.com. All deals with a roof credit, 0% is standalone.
Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Experience the Landmark difference with the next level of dealer support. Landmark, your local John Deere dealer, continually works to have parts on hand the first time you walk in the door. Our internal route system means we can get the parts to you typically same or next day to keep you up and running. At Landmark, we understand time is money. Get more uptime with our after-hours parts and service support on the phone or in the field. Stop by your local Landmark today to experience the Landmark difference.
Wake up, Lincoln.
I overslept. Damn rooster didn't crow.
It's time for Early Break, sponsored by Midwest Bank. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
I'm wrong, but I'm not.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
If I were a feral cat.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
You get one team. Mine's the Houston Oilers. I'm not the Texans, and I'm not the Titans. So I'm out.
This is Early Break.
Welcome back to Hour 2 on a Thursday. Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Bill Busch on Early Break. Hour 2, as always, sponsored by our friends at Midwest Bank. Member FDIC. Location in South Lincoln at 27th and Jamie Lane, also at 70th and Pioneers. And what does Shin Daddy have going on today on a Thursday, Bill?
We've got a lot going on, as we know, the last couple. He's got a fun one today, I think, that's kind of enjoyable.
As we know.
With Livestock.
Livestock.
Yeah. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. So they're gifting 4 horses.
Oh.
They've got 4 horses in the lobby, and they're going to have.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they got 4 horses in the lobby.
It's not legal.
It's legal. They got 4 horses in there. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. They're gifting 4 horses. There's going to be a raffle. So there's a chance if you roll in, you want to come and do some banking, Steve. You get a raffle ticket, and you might walk out of there with a horse.
I think I would skip it. I don't think I want to take the horse home.
No, that's not part of it.
Is it like when you win the 50-50 at like a charity thing and you just donate it back to the? Can I donate?
You can't donate it back
to the
but you can find someone else to take the horse.
Okay.
Yes, you can find. But it's going to be a great.
You're going
event.
in the bank though.
You're going in the bank. There's going to be 4 horses in there. And it's going to be
there's
a lot of straw.
I'm not going in.
There's a lot of straw. You wouldn't go in?
No.
What do we have?
He went in the first 2 days of the week.
What do we have yesterday? Yesterday was good. What was yesterday?
I forget, but
how do you get the horses in there?
They got a big.
Well,
gate
they go
in
through
the
the door.
They fit. They did duck them down a little bit.
Head down.
So,
are we talking Clydesdales?
No, not Clydesdales. They shouldn't.
Racehorses.
Racehorses,
okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
high-strung racehorses in the lobby. What could possibly go wrong?
Today's sip will not be going to the bank.
Anyway, that's going to be a lot of.
Wow. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Good idea.
Yeah. So anyway, fun day at the bank.
Wow.
Yeah. Can I bring something up real quick?
Please.
Our friend of the show, Duke, wanted to mention that that him and his wife, today's their anniversary.
Okay.
And it's been 26 incredible years of marriage. Now they've been married 32. But 26 of them have been incredible.
It's not bad.
Yeah,
not a bad ratio.
It's not a bad ratio.
It's pretty good.
6 years not so great. But but for the most
Pretty
part,
good ratio.
Pretty
If you
good
can
ratio.
if you can get that ratio, take it.
Take it. Yeah. So that's why Duke's so happy about it.
Well done, Duke.
Congratulations.
But it's kind of interesting because when he got married on a scrimmage day. I don't know if it's the spring game, is a scrimmage day, and I wore my tuxedo underneath my coaching gear. And because when at the very end of the scrimmage, I had to slip out and had a car waiting for me. I had to slip out and get whisked off to the church.
To where?
To here is in I don't know, it was in Lincoln.
It was in Lincoln.
It was in Lincoln. So I had to whisk off to the church. So I was there at the scrimmage with my tux on underneath my coaching gear. Coaching gear. So I coached all the way through the practice and scrimmage, and then got whisked off right at the end. Then came back and graded film later.
Quite the day for you,
yeah,
Bill.
congratulations to Duke.
To Duke.
And his wife's
32
name?
years. Julie.
Jewel.
32 years and 26 of them have been good. We'll take
Yes.
that. Good ratio. By the way, we're joined by our good
Schaefer's
friend
here.
Mike Schaefer, 24/7 Sports. His hour is sponsored by our friend Ben Spurk at Farm Bureau. Please text or call Ben at 402-217-9945 for insurance questions or needs. Schaefer, did you stay up all night to watch The Crown last night?
Yeah, I didn't have to stay up all night.
You
Didn't go till 3 in the
could have
morning,
watched
Jake.
the replay,
I
possibly.
think it was done probably at 11.
I was good with just
Didn't go to overtime, did it?
no. I was good with just the initial viewing. I didn't stay up to watch the replay.
The encore.
Yeah.
You didn't watch the
Did you
encore.
watch any of that? Did anyone watch the post game? Was there a post game?
No, it went straight to MLS. They were running late, so they needed to get to
what?
To soccer?
It was the Miami team, Inter Milan. Inter Miami.
Inter Miami.
And then they were playing Galaxy, or is there an LA
Galaxy?
I don't. I apologize.
Jake knows
to
all
your-
the teams of the.
Well, I think there's 2 LA
Things have
teams
changed.
now.
Is there?
So I think they were playing the
They
second.
were
LA
late
team,
to getting to soccer.
But so the game ends, and I was like, oh, we'll see what Hoiberg has to say, or whatever your post game. And it's immediately straight to MLS soccer. It's like they could not wait a single second longer to get it from the Crown to MLS, even though they were watching one of the greatest Crown performances in Crown history with Bryce Williams.
Yep.
Nearly going back-to-back 30-point games. Never happened in Crown history before.
No.
Never exactly.
Never.
The
No one has ever
glorified
gone
history.
30-30 in their first 2 games in Crown history. Bryce almost
Do you
did.
think he's a lock right now for all tournament team?
I think it's
No
a
matter
pretty
what
safe
happens,
bet.
no matter what happens.
You know, that's part of the Crown's appeal, I'm sure, is they have a video board that people can vote on the all-Crown team, like the
They do?
odds
They
for
do?
Bryce. No, I would assume.
I would assume they do too.
You're in Vegas. You got to take advantage of such a thing.
He's got to
but,
make the all-time Crown team.
I would.
Be tough to top this.
We might be watching the greatest Crown performance
If there's
ever.
an all-decade team for the Crown, that'll be incredible.
The first year, Bryce Williams.
the all-decade
The inaugural season of the Crown.
We're going to be watching this in a decade.
We'll see what
Nebraska surely will be in it.
Look, I'm hoping
be perennial at the annual trip.
I'm
to
already
Vegas
booking
for the Crown.
I'm booking my rooms.
I'm hoping there's a Hall of Fame. You know, you get Nebraska, this team in there, that'd be great.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
That would be great.
We're 2 wins away from an awkward discussion about a banner at PBA for the Crown.
Hoist it.
He's down. You're down with it. You're down.
There's a startling absence of banners in the building anyway. So
There's nothing up there.
Maybe put that logo in the middle of the court for a year.
You have to put it at least like down low or something, don't you?
Something.
as part of it,
Okay.
as
So,
part of it, Ghost becomes a major sponsor for Nebraska basketball. There's just everything has Ghost on it.
Yes.
What are you talking about?
That's the sponsor of the Crown. Ghost
Ghost?
Energy.
Yeah,
Drink.
is that what it
I
is?
didn't know
I
that.
just see Ghost. I didn't know what it was.
Schaefer,
It's
I didn't
Ghost
know
Energy
that.
drink.
Is it really?
I think it's been here at the studio before. Someone here drinks it.
Good God.
Uh,
I didn't know
Was
it.
there any?
Fight for Sean.
Did anyone identify the person that was on the Georgetown
Please.
bench? And then
What
on the
was that?
Nebraska,
Yeah, wearing a
the
Nebraska
second half he was on the
jersey.
Nebraska bench.
What was that?
That was incredible.
What was it?
But
the
I-
moment that
the-
Coach Cooley sat down next to him.
Yeah.
He gave him a fist
He
bump.
gave him a
He
fist bump.
him.
He fist bumped
Before
and he
the
walked
game.
by, fist bumped, and all of a sudden,
Yeah.
it's like you're watching the game. It's like, dude, he's sitting right there with the coaches. Then the second half, he was on the Nebraska side.
Yeah.
Has anybody identified who this is? That's really funny.
Everyone on Twitter was excited about
Yeah,
it.
it was one of those things. He'll go down. He'll be that guy. That photo will be in his basement.
Cooley fist bumped him.
Yes.
Did.
He was amused by it.
Yes,
game.
he was.
He was
Before
amused.
the
There's a
game,
fan
he sat
sitting
right
next to
him.
me.
With a big in on it. What is that?
Oh,
He win
good.
something?
I guess.
Ghost energy drinks. I didn't know that. Didn't know that. It's not Crown Royal. They're not sponsored.
That would have made sense.
Yeah,
Schaefer, are you impressed by how this tournament has looked so far? The FS1 broadcast, they had Gus Johnson on the call last night. They got Gus there with
Hummel
with Johnson. Who was it? Jim.
Yeah, it was Jim
Jackson.
Jackson.
Jim Jackson.
Hummel was the week before, the day before.
It's a pretty big time broadcast.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I wasn't expecting a whole lot different for the broadcast. I didn't think that they were just going to try out some student broadcasters for the
that'd been awesome.
Ben, you would weave that into some kind of like
young Ben and Ellie
in
doing
some kind of reality show of you're following these young broadcasters all throughout the season, and then you pick like 4 teams that go to the Crown, and they're competing, and then you have your Crown champion. And then you have the young broadcaster.
Why
champion,
would this not work?
And then they get a contract to work for Fox. Yeah. Why? This needs to happen. I would have watched both of these shows.
I would too. I would watch it if all of a sudden it's like we got someone from South Dakota State, and then we have someone here from that would be incredible.
And you vote on them.
That would be incredible.
Yeah. I'm in. I don't know who we need to talk to.
And then all of a sudden, if they say something wrong, you're watching it, they're like, oh, that's going to cost them points.
Ouch. You mean like referring to, what was it, last night it was Kevin Kruger?
Yeah.
And they were talking about
Jim
Lon
Jackson
Kruger.
having some issues there.
And he was, Kevin Kugler, Lon Kruger. Like he just, it
funny.
became Kevin Kruger.
So they're showing on the sideline, they're showing the celebrities. They show Fran McCaffrey, they show Baron Davis, and they go to Kruger, Lon Kruger, Kevin Kruger. And Jim Jackson.
Second, it's Lon Kruger, right?
Yeah, but his son is Kevin, right?
Oh,
his son, Kevin.
And it was Kevin Kugler.
Yes. Yeah. And so Jim Jackson says that's Kevin Kugler. And Gus is like, no. That's our colleague. That's Kevin Kruger. And it just became an awkward because Jackson wouldn't back down. It's like Gus is trying to help you out. It's not Kevin Kugler. It's Kevin Kruger.
Look at if Gus is getting it right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Gus has been having
if Gus is on the ball on it.
Yes. Not great look for Jim Jackson. Because Gus tried to bail him out. But no, it's Kevin Kugler.
But I agree. I didn't.
Not.
I'm with Schaefer. I didn't think it was going to look like it was watching the games from 1990 or something.
Yeah,
like
that actually would have been really cool
on a tube TV.
Yeah,
like that.
There's just some sort of like filter on it that makes it seem like you're watching
at the
a 1980s
bottom. At the
game.
bottom, all there is just a score. No timeouts, no anything else, no shot, just the score.
What if it was? Didn't they used to have like the old clock in the corner?
Yes, they did.
They did. Yeah.
What if they did that? That would have been cool.
Schaefer, were you old enough to remember?
No, I was talking about this yesterday. I actually watched a weird amount of ESPN classic old college 80s basketball games, like just great classic 80s basketball games, and so I remember
Love it.
That.
Yeah, they would have the clock, just the real clock, but condensed in the corner. Better times.
Better times.
Bottom left
What
corner
happened?
usually.
Yeah, better times.
Yeah.
Schaefer, is there any party that's saying, hey, why do we not see more Cale Jacobson during the year? He's looked good through 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, I think
they could have talk about the Crown.
I don't know that
we need some more Cale Jacobson.
Needed to be in the rotation necessarily, but I think that he could have helped Nebraska a little bit more. I mean, he came in at the end of halves, usually when Juwan Gary was in foul trouble. That was kind of what it felt like his role was. But he was a better ball handler than I realized.
Played 37 minutes.
He played well yesterday. I mean, he stuffed the stat sheet. I mean, every category he's got something.
7, 6, and 4.
Yep.
And then 2 and
3 steals. Yeah.
And 2
blocks.
7, 6, 4, 3, and 2.
Not
you
bad.
can figure those out.
Now, I want to clarify this,
please.
The teams that Nebraska has played in the tournament have lacked some of their starting players, so it's not
injuries.
It's a hard matchup to say how would he have looked against.
Right.
How would he look against Michigan?
He went up against Georgetown's version of Cale Jacobson for much of the night too. So, and
that's correct.
I think every time he's come in, he's an exceedingly competent basketball player. You can tell he has a high IQ. You can tell he's going to play hard. I don't look for him to be back in Lincoln next year.
Whoa. Where are we going?
I think he's a guy that has an opportunity that if he wants to go into the portal and find somewhere to play, someone's going to take him. He's going to go play.
Schaefer, you're interesting. Okay,
that's just my read on it.
All right. Okay.
I mean,
you got a good
read.
I think it's a good read.
And I'm not talking about. It's not like he's going to go play at some high level. It's he would, he could look at going to a D2, or he could look at going to the Summit, or and I'm not projecting this to definitely happen, but just from what I've been hearing, even before last night started, that was a real possibility for him. Because remember, a guy that can go play basketball.
Remember, the most fun about sports is playing sports.
Yeah, and I understand it'd be really
nice.
nice to have this in your reserve, but Nebraska's season isn't going to depend on Cale Jacobson.
No.
And he can go get minutes elsewhere. He's probably going to do that.
For sure.
Yeah, if he can be a starter at South Dakota State or like that, that's
well,
fine.
I think he can play in the Summit. I have no question about
But what if Nebraska ponies up?
I mean, can they afford to pony up on a guy who'd be there? You know, they're going to go get 6 guys out of the portal.
Mm-hmm.
Can you afford to pony up to keep a guy that might play
maybe not
5 minutes a game for you?
Depends.
And so where Nebraska's at and where he's at, I think, are just 2 different things.
Right.
And he's a benefit that they have right now as they're playing through the crown, but you can just look back to last year. They had him on the roster, and it's not like they were putting him in critical junction.
It's an interesting discussion. Would he go play in the Summit if Fred got him $100,000?
Well,
maybe
not.
Yeah, I mean that seems doable.
Yeah, but then
you'd
ask yourself, like, if you're him, would you rather go play in the Summit or sit on the bench for
what's your price?
Getting 2 minutes a game?
What's your price?
Right.
What's your price?
And so and I just don't know that Nebraska has enough money where it's like you're gonna do that.
I don't know.
The face you made was just right off of Scooby-Doo, and they realized it's those meddling kids that were the face you made at me just right there. It's like,
I love those.
I would have got away with it too if it wasn't those meddling kids.
Yeah, I would have made it for sure. They always just run into some haunted house.
Yeah. Speaking of the Summit League, Schaefer, there's somebody trying to lead the Summit League. That's Markel Sutton from Omaha. We learned that LSU is getting a visit from him, and he's doing a Zoom call with Nebraska. They're obviously in the crown, so they're not here right now.
Zoom.
Chances of getting Markel Sutton, you like Nebraska's chances there, and how important would he be?
I think he'd be an interesting addition. I don't think Nebraska is going to get him. I think he has a lot of suitors. I think beyond the you mentioned Nebraska, LSU. He's originally from Oklahoma. I'm curious if there's some involvement from Oklahoma State or Oklahoma. I know Kansas State's heavily interested, and they've had recent success, and I think they will flex their NIL because they had several guys leave, at the end of their careers, so they have some NIL money to spend if they want. So I wouldn't necessarily expect Markel Sutton in Nebraska to be an interesting player. The thing with him is the spacing change of playing in the Summit, where he was the best athlete, the most physically gifted athlete, and just straight dominated because of how much space that he could operate in. That's all going to be gone when you go to a larger conference. And so I think he's a guy that could be a really intriguing player, but I could see it being a struggle initially for him. Just the jump in competition and how he plays. He's not a pure shooter. He's a get to the rim hustle guy. It'd be like, Juwan Gary's first year, where you can see how it all works, but he still had to do a lot to get to the player that we saw last night.
How do you feel about Price Sanford? It sounds like he's on his way to Lincoln.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be similar to getting Connor Essegian a year ago, the sophomore or will be junior that's an outside shooter that you're just bringing in to help provide more outside shooting. Not a great defender, but he made 40% of his threes last year for Iowa. Clearly comfortable playing in the Big Ten Conference. Nebraska's seen him up close and personal, 3-4 times in the last 2 years. And I think he's averaged at least 8 points in those games.
This season, he averaged 8.8.
Right.
8.8.
And I think against Nebraska, he's had a couple double-digit efforts and then a couple lesser than that. So I think he's hit his average in those games as well. So it makes sense. I mean, if you have Sanford, you have Essegian, you have Rink Mass, that's 3 guys that can hit the 3. You can keep them outside of the key. I don't know if you can play all 3 of them together. They've got to.
Good point.
They've got to get a couple really good athletes. Like they can't be as unathletic as they've come across at times in the last couple of seasons.
Yes, I don't know who that is. I mean,
and I don't either. And
the numbers are huge out there.
Well, I look at a couple up.
That's what I mean. Like, I don't know if you can just give $100,000 away because
good point.
You might need every nickel.
Every nickel.
You're Fred Hoiberg in the NIL.
I told the guys the number for Josh Dix is north of $2 million.
Yeah,
north of $2 million.
And regarding him, there's rumors of him to Creighton. Creighton's had already a really good offseason. They've added
Freeman.
They added Owen Freeman from Iowa, and they get Nick Graves, who takes the Bryce Williams route, going from Charlotte. 17.5 points this year. Get him yesterday, a big commit for Creighton. So
could they get Owen Freeman and
Josh Dix?
They
could.
I mean, they got money then because Owen Freeman's close to $2 million.
Never been a doubt that Creighton has money.
Yeah.
I mean, their NIL versus where Nebraska basketball. It's night and day.
No, it's pretty. There's a discrepancy for sure. It's rough out there for teams that don't have all the money. It's rough.
That's why you have to. I mean, you've got to lean on your evaluation skills. This is where Hoiberg.
Moneyball.
You know what though, Bill? You know what though?
Yes. Like Moneyball.
You know what though?
A little bit, yeah.
It is.
No, you know what though? When you talk about this, it's not that much different than it used to be. There are players unavailable to Nebraska right now because their price is too high. There were players unavailable to Nebraska in 1995 because their price was too high.
Right.
I mean, it's not that much different.
No,
and that's why, I mean, like I said, you've got to lean on the evaluation. You have to lean on the fact that Rink Mast is coming back and is a grown man playing for you. And then you hope that the first half Connor season, if you can get more of that.
Oh,
and I don't
God,
know.
yes.
I don't know how much you guys watched. If that was, I would put that up there with some of the best we've seen Connor play. Now, again, I really want to stress, I don't want to make what they're playing in the Crown is not the equivalent of what you're getting on a Tuesday night.
I don't think it's the equivalent of Northwestern.
It's not. You know,
no, it's a great evaluation of it because you know, watch. That's pretty good. You're watching. Sometimes you see him shooting layups. You don't see layups in the Big Ten.
No, not Connor season.
You don't see all of a sudden you're shooting layups.
No. You don't see him taking his guy off the dribble at the 3-point line, finishing in between traffic at the rim. He did it multiple times in the first half. Yeah, and it was great to see. And I love the aggression of it, and I hope that continues. I just don't look for that. If you try doing that against Michigan, and he's on his butt.
Yeah,
like he's on his butt in the middle of the lane. And maybe a foul's called, maybe not.
It's the same thing that can happen, and not to downside, but think of the errors that have been made in bowl games. All of a sudden, you're going. Like,
I think a bowl game is a great equivalent.
We've got this thing. We're on the right path. We got it worked out. For the last 20 years, teams have made decisions like, you know what? We're right there. All of a sudden, the next year, going like, okay, not so much. We were playing against a team that really in that bowl game they weren't fully staffed. They weren't into it, and we were really proud of that win. Mm-hmm. And then where did it take us? And there's so many of those stories, and that this could be similar potentially.
False hope is kind of fun, though. You got
false hope is fun.
Look, what's fun is watching
no
Bryce
hope,
Williams.
right? Yeah.
Look, I want to watch as much Bryce Williams as I get to watch because that guy is so smooth, and watching him just pull up for those threes as he has the last month.
If there's never a shot that goes up that you don't think's going in, and if he misses it,
you're
like,
kind of surprised.
You're very surprised, and it doesn't miss.
It feels like they rattle out or whatever.
That's what I mean. It's in and out. There was air balls last night. There were several air balls. There
were some bad shots last night.
There's some bad shots. There's some air balls last night. And Bryce Williams doesn't shoot air balls and doesn't shoot bad shots. And I think, like I said, his stock went up. But they have an invested team. They're playing Boise State, which I think will be fun because I think Boise State's interested also.
Oh, I think probably the closest full strength that by far of the games they played for both teams.
Both teams and Boise wants to win.
Yes,
and they have it, and you watch them. It's like okay, their whole team's playing. It's gonna be fun.
What a Saturday of basketball! What a Saturday of basketball!
Walking by.
There we go.
Yeah, Gus Johnson was really pining for Bryce Williams to have an NBA chance last night. He kept saying NBA. He's like Jim, NBA guy, right? And they're both talking about him as an NBA guy. The scouts looking at him. Projections still don't see him as at least for not a first round pick, maybe second round pick, but even that's might be difficult.
I mean, who's the NBA expert in this room? Seriously,
you are. You
I just don't see why he can't play in it. I don't get it. I don't know what I wouldn't draft him in the first round. Don't get me wrong, but I don't see why he can't play like a role for a team, like an eighth guy, ninth guy off.
I think the biggest thing to me. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, it just also there's no off the field issues.
No
off the court issues.
He's not a terrible defender.
He's a competitor. You're getting a guy who wants to win.
It's not like hey, you know the issues, right? No, I don't.
He's a professional now.
There's no issues.
He's a pro right now.
Yeah, so that has to help you down the road.
My only concern would be, is he a good enough spot up shooter? Because I don't think he's a good enough ball handler for the NBA. He turns the ball over a lot in college. Yeah. He's not a strong dribbler. He can't really go left. That's maybe the biggest weakness in his game, which he can go right as well as anybody. So some of it is he doesn't have to go left. But that would be my one criticism, is that then you have to shoot to play in the NBA.
I know
you have to be an incredible shooter if you can't handle the ball. because those are great defenders. It doesn't seem like it, but they are great
Here's
defenders.
the thing you got to take into account, and it happens all the time. You see it. We don't talk about it, but guys get better. He can get better.
Oh, I agree.
I mean, this is not the best he'll ever be.
Well, I agree with that.
So you're saying go to dribbling camp?
No, he's got to shoot a little better from the 3-point line. That's one thing.
Dribbling, yeah.
I think he's okay ball handling.
Okay.
We disagree on that respectfully.
If you have any questions for Mike Schaefer, please call or text 402-464-5685. More next. Early break in the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Midwest Bank. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I'm proud of my Nebraska roots, and I'm proud to be back home. And at Midwest Bank, they're proud to be your local community bank. They believe in family first, taking initiative, showing integrity, and rolling up their sleeves to support their local communities. They treat everyone like family, no matter where you're from. Whether you walk into a branch in York, Lincoln, Norfolk, or Pierce, you know you're going to be welcomed with a smile. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com. Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com. If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had roofing service company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing service company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing service company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
We're in Baton Rouge at the original Raising Cane's with the man that started it all.
Wait, are you the Yes Chef guy?
Todd started this place 28 years ago with one goal in mind: making the best chicken fingers in the world. We got their famous box combo, chicken fingers, crinkle cut fries, Texas toast slaw, and their world famous cane sauce. Could shed a tear right now.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Spring is the time of new beginnings and trying new things. If you haven't tried Führer's cheese spread yet, the time is now. For parties for St. Patrick's Day and Easter or celebrating the NCAA tournament with friends, there's no better dip to bring everyone together and celebrate something from Nebraska. Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Führer's cheese spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
Experience the Landmark difference with the next level of dealer support. Landmark, your local John Deere dealer, continually works to have parts on hand the first time you walk in the door. Our internal route system means we can get the parts to you typically same or next day to keep you up and running. At Landmark, we understand time is money. Get more uptime with our after-hours parts and service support on the phone or in the field. Stop by your local Landmark today to experience the Landmark difference.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage door sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, a realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at DoorsPlusLLC.com or give them a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus. Garage doors and more.
A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
We're on the air.
Back
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
to more of Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Once again, the Mike Schaefer Hour, sponsored by our friend Ben Spurk at Farm Bureau Financial Services. Please call or text Ben at 402-217-9945 for any insurance questions or needs. We did have a text for you, Schaefer, on the text line. We had a question yesterday on the show regarding, is Trey Young's to be the assistant GM at Oklahoma, Steph Curry at Davidson. We talked about for Nebraska, who would that be? I brought up the likes of Ndamukong Suh, Will Compton, because Will Compton is just very popular with his media stuff right now. Is there somebody else we're missing there that would be a potential assistant GM type out there with Nebraska ties?
So what do you mean by assistant GM? I need to know more about
how do we describe this?
Well,
role?
what's happening right now that like I said, Trey Young just did it. Steph Curry's doing like that. They're basically, that's kind of a celebrity GM. You have to have a celebrity status. So this is not a, who are you?
Yeah, it's got to be a name.
It's a name. And then they are involved they help with the recruitment process of it. So they get a chance so they directly talk with, Zoom with these potential. So right now, if there's someone that's trying that Porter Mosier is trying to get to Oklahoma, there's a pretty good chance that Trey Young is going to be on a Zoom with him, talking about how to build, and his deal is at Oklahoma, how to build your brand. Just a bunch of little different things like that. It's like, okay, this is pretty intriguing to us. In the end, there's still numbers. And some of them they talk about will be involved in also negotiation of like what their value is. They have those things. So, and also we're working for free. So basically they're not like going like, well, I'd like to get $800,000 a year.
Right.
No, they're doing this and it's probably a tax write-off of some spot for them. But what we talked about is it's starting to happen is that this will be quite often. I imagine that if the other teams, this is not going to be just who's doing it. Just two teams. No, there'll be a lot more. So the question was, who would it be for Nebraska basketball, Nebraska football? Who would be those, if they have those, who would it be?
So I probably am overthinking this, but I'm going off of personality, and Jake mentioned Will Compton. So I think you need someone who's going to bring a ton of energy to that. Because like Sue is maybe the biggest, not maybe. He's
the business guy, though.
He's the biggest name. I don't know if that's his personality. Like Steve covered him. Sue's a unique guy. He is unlike a lot of football players. Yeah. And he doesn't strike me as someone who would, one, want to spend time doing this, but two, would be like overly enthusiastic.
Not that Sue. the Sue that played, I think he's evolved a little bit.
Okay. The Sue that played would not.
No.
The Sue that played was not friends
No.
with his teammates.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's
not in a bad way, but just like he didn't, that was not part of, he divorced that part of his
I think the
play.
edge is softened a little bit. So I agree with you 100%. The Sue that played here, no.
The Sue that's very involved in the housing market, that Sue.
Yeah, the evolving Sue, I think could do it.
I mean, he's got name value. There's no question about it. And
oh my God,
he's
Sue.
He's but stood the test of time in that regard.
Absolutely.
But I think Will Compton has a lot of cachet, popularity, plus the energy.
That was Jake's
idea. I would lean that direction, but Sue definitely brings a bigger cachet of football.
When you say that, obviously, like I agree from being from on the inside, but from the outside, we know who Trey Young is. We know who Steph Curry is. If you live in Oklahoma, do they know who Sue is?
Do they know who Compton is?
What's that? They would know. They actually know Compton more than Sue.
Great. Yeah.
But my point is, the name recognition is big. It's like I said, all time great, all time everything.
God, interesting.
But if they were someplace else and they're looking at us at Nebraska, they wouldn't be like, oh yeah, I know exactly who that is.
I think it just depends on their age too. I mean, or who in their family is a football person. Some of it is that.
There's something to that.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know that Sue is a name that like a 17-year-old defensive lineman is just bringing up to me.
What I brought
he knows Compton.
He would know Compton.
Yep. Wow.
But
Compton has surpassed Sue.
Yeah. But Compton is
a whole different.
Compton's a bigger name for a 17-year-old kid, I think, right? Not because of anything he's done in football, but just busting with the boys, with being affiliated with Barstool, with appearing on all these
everything's
other
different because Michael Jordan could still do it for North Carolina, and he played for him in 82. 1982 is when he
helps when you're your own logo.
Yes, your own logo.
And you're maybe the most popular logo in the sport.
And you're the GOAT. And you're the GOAT.
It gives you a chance to do that.
And he's the GOAT.
See, this LeBron not going to college, he misses out on an opportunity to compete with Jordan.
You want to have that
he's losing status here.
Yeah. Who's the GOAT?
But
we're not having that discussion.
It's a very interesting story, and I imagine you're going to hear probably about 1 or 2 a week.
Yeah.
All of a sudden somebody else. I think you're going to hear more because right away it's going to be. What do you think happened as soon as Trey Young went? Someone goes, "Hang on now, who do we have that's in the NBA? Who do we have that's doing? Who else is there?"
The only thing I wonder about, Bill, that might not be pervasive is you got to find. It's sort of you got to find the right guy, and it's not easy everywhere.
No, and it has to be like you said, they have to be also very much wanting to do
right.
Yeah, it can't be someone who feels like they're being held hostage while they're doing it.
Hey, you kind of owe this to the program. No,
happy
I don't.
to help.
Yeah,
the only reason I think it would not become very popular is it's hard to find the right guy.
Yeah, Davidson with Steph Curry is very simple because they're not up against these incredible battles.
Right.
And then the next one is, which I didn't know this, that Trey Young is from Norman. I didn't know he's from Norman.
I didn't know either.
He's from Norman. He has a house built there. So he's from the town. So that makes you also more invested.
Yep.
That's like, hey, it's a different deal. And Davidson's.
I don't even know where you'd begin for Nebraska basketball.
We had that question.
We said Teron Lou, but he's also
a little busy.
He's a coach right
Super busy right now running an
NBA
not a
player.
team.
You can't go to a player. He's not a player you could go to.
I can't think of anyone that would have any kind of marketability with basketball players. I just can't.
It's a problem.
And it has to be a celebrity status. You know why? Because everybody else, they have a GM. At Nebraska, they have a GM that's doing the hard work behind the scenes. They have that guy. They need someone that's a face that when they get on a Zoom call, they want to take the call. When I was in recruiting, which has nothing to do with this is not popularity, but I always just wanted to somewhat try to be likable. So when I called them back, they would answer.
Mm-hmm.
So what you want right now is, hey, so-and-so was reaching out to you. Yeah, I'm going to listen to Steph Curry. If Steph Curry wants
Steph Curry,
if he wants to,
would do it.
That would do it. I'd like to talk to him. This should be fun. I'd like to talk to him right now.
So Steph Curry called you, you would answer.
Yes,
I would too.
I think you should.
We all three.
The problem is you wouldn't know. You wouldn't have the number saved. You'd have to take the risk.
The risk.
Hold the blind.
This might be Steph Curry.
Every time we get a call now that's unknown,
this
right
could be
now,
Steph.
if everyone gets a phone call, it's unknown. Answer it. It might be Steph Curry.
If you answer the phone, you're like, Steph.
Is this Steph Curry?
I'm going to answer every call from now that's unknown like that. Steph.
Yeah, from the Bay Area.
We have a question, Schaefer, from the text. Robert in Bixby, Oklahoma, has a recruiting question for you. He says, where's it at? He says, how do Huskers right now stand with 2027 quarterback Trey Taylor?
Ooh, good question.
Yeah, they hosted Trey Taylor last weekend, and it was a great, not last weekend. I mean, he was in on Thursday. I think he left on Friday. So it was kind of more of a midweek visit. But they hosted him last week for a practice, so he was able to see a practice. He spent a lot of time with the coaching staff. This is someone who wants to make a decision relatively soon. I think June 7th. It's either June 5th or June 7th. So one of those two dates. So we'll say early June for a decision for Trey Taylor, which is fascinating because he's only finishing up his sophomore year. So it's a couple more years before he'd even be able to be on a college campus. But he likes a lot about Nebraska. I mean, he likes the offense. He thinks it's a good fit for him, similar to what he's doing in high school. He likes the playmakers and the type of guys Nebraska is trying to bring in on offense that he would be playing with. And then he really likes Matt Rule. He likes the culture of Nebraska. And they're up against some interesting teams here. He's got his home state in Illinois. Michigan, I believe, is really involved in this one. LSU, he just took a visit down to Alabama and to Georgia and some of the SEC schools down there. So we'll see. A lot of it comes down to who has their door wide open for a 2027 quarterback commit right now. I think Nebraska is willing to take him. I don't know if Michigan is. So that kind of changes the conversation a little bit as to where things are at. But I think Nebraska's in a really good spot. He liked Lincoln a lot. He's been here 3 times. So it's not like he was just wowed because it's the first time he was here. He's wowed because he likes the people and he thinks it's a good fit for him.
How busy is Nebraska in the next portal window for football?
April 15th. It opens.
I don't know how busy they will be. I mean, they are already over the number, so they have to get down to 105, and then they have to identify certain positions. Yeah. Then they have to determine whether it makes sense for them to spend that money at that position right now, or if that person's better than what's already in the room. I'm taking Matt Rule at his word that he likes the running back room. I'm not anticipating that they're going to be adding out of the portal there, but we'll see. I mean, there's certainly going to be some good players. Stanford lost a lot of guys going into the portal.
I saw Boise State lineman jumped in, lineman jumped in.
So there's definitely going to be people. It's just a matter of if Nebraska wants to invest those resources, and they've had some success with it. I mean, Sierra Wright was a late addition, and he was able to come on strong last year. So I think they're always flexible and looking, but I don't know that there's a certain position right now. I mean, if there's a playable offensive lineman that they can actually get that doesn't break the bank, maybe that's something that they would do because you always look for that. But
looking for bigs.
Yeah. I just don't know that there's anything that I would specifically attach to Nebraska.
It's like when you go shopping, then you go to the shelves and they're just kind of half empty and you're like, I don't know what I'm even looking at. So the product better be good. There's not going to be a lot. The shopping's not going to be great.
My problem is if I went into the portal, I'd be like trying to only get the essentials, right? But then I'd be getting up close to checking out and there's a wide receiver I don't really need.
I'll be damned.
I'll go with that. I mean, I'm going to open this refrigerator. Oh, hey, look, a defensive back.
Yeah.
You got to be didiligent. You got to be. You can't take everyone. No. You just can't.
And they said most likely right now there'll be very few in the portal that are wanted by many.
Yeah,
there will be very few, and the ones that really are wanted, stock will be high. The stock will be high, and then there'll be a bunch that'll go in the portal like there is now. I mean, I don't know who has the exact number, but the numbers are in the thousands and thousands right now that are currently just sitting, and they're not coming out.
There are dudes.
They're not coming out.
Waiting for homes.
They're not coming out.
There are dudes getting rich out there.
Yeah,
in the hoops land for sure. I mean, getting rich.
Rich.
One more time.
Rich.
It is time to play the game show. Give us a call right now at 464-568-5. Your chance to win a business box of bagels to Bagels and Joe today. Schaefer again is lifeline for SIP today on Thursday.
Okay, Jake.
And it's going to be
we can get back to 500.
Very specific for you guys. Today's topic is Major League Baseball Cy Young winners of the 1970s and the 2000s.
Okay.
So it's good for both you guys.
Yeah, you guys should crush
We'll
this.
crush this.
We'll crush
I
this.
feel solid here.
I feel good.
We crushed yesterday.
Did we?
Names.
It was athlete nicknames yesterday.
Yes.
Okay.
Hoops.
And
we killed that.
Nicknames.
We
They
killed
crushed
that.
it. If you know your Cy Young winners of the 70s and the 2000s, call us 464-5685. Shut Up Simple starts right now.
We've all been there.
You're listening to the radio, and then that rage starts to grow inside of you. It starts to consume you. It gets to a point where you just want to yell, "Shut up, Sipple!" No, sorry. I'm sorry. Well, here's your chance. It's time to shut up, Sipple. Call now to play 464-5685. Shut up, Sipple. Brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
464-5685. Call the Dickdown Sip and Schaefer going for a winning week. 2-1 the record on the week.
And overall, we are,
I think, about 500, 11 and 12 the boards. I'm not sure that's been updated or not. But
Has that been updated? I thought we were back to 500.
I thought with the win it was.
Yeah, you sure, Ellie, on that? Are you sure on that?
She seems
Interesting.
Sure. She seems
okay.
sure.
Okay. Remember, we did the reset because we just tried to do the board for a couple weeks.
did.
So we had to do
Ellie
that.
is coming off a major award.
She hoisted the trophy.
Right.
Lip
Wow.
sync.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lip sync battle.
Lip sync contest. She's like Phil Jackson hoisting the NBA championship.
Willard's rule.
We have Alec. Alec, how do you feel about Cy Young winners of the 70s and the 2000s in baseball?
Oh, terrible.
Okay.
You'll be all right.
That's great. All right. Well, first question goes to you, Schaefer. Lifeline for Sip for one question. Alec, what Twins pitcher won the AL Cy Young Award in 2006?
Schaefer's all over it.
Twins, Minnesota.
Minnesota Twins.
Man, I'm not a big Twins fan, and unfortunately, I only know a catcher and an outfielder.
It's a good start.
So that's not great.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Joe Mauer.
Joe Mauer, catcher.
Joe Mauer.
I'd like to guess.
He did. I think he won an MVP.
Is he a St. Paul native?
He is. Yeah, he was going to go to Florida State, and I think he got drafted.
Yeah.
Or maybe he did go to Florida State and got drafted.
He went to Florida
State. Back
I don't know
up
if he ever went.
He's a great quarterback.
He was a quarterback.
He was a
Yeah.
quarterback.
Committed. I thought he was committed to Miami.
Do you want me to
quarterback.
guess?
I wish you would.
Okay, Johan Santana.
Brilliant. All right, the steal's been
I had
utilized.
no chance of getting that.
So you are now on your own, Sip, but you're up 1-0. Schaefer, can I help you? Sip, first question for you. What Orioles pitcher won the AL Cy Young Award in 1975 and 1976?
That'd be the great big right-hander Jim Palmer.
Yes.
Brilliant.
That
That
one
would
I
be
had.
correct. 2-0 lead for Sip.
We're rolling.
Yeah.
Alec, to stay alive, your last question. What Phillies pitcher won the NL Cy Young Award in 1972, 77,
Got it.
1980, and 1982? 4 times.
4 times. Dude.
One of my favorite all-time athletes.
To stay alive, Alec, you're down 2-0.
Big.
I don't even have a guess.
Big
I don't
right
even
hand.
have a
Yeah.
guess.
No guess at all.
You got a shake?
5,
Have a guess.
4,
I got it.
3, 2.
Just give me the buzzer.
All right. That's a win. Who was that pitcher?
Carlton.
That would be Steve
Carlton.
Carlton
If you-
is correct.
If you went and looked at this, if you went and looked at Steve Carlton numbers, you'd be astounded by the complete games.
Oh.
That's back
He's
when
a
there were
4-time
complete
Cy
games.
Young Award winner.
That's back when pitchers pitched complete games, and even in the era of complete games, he was a freak. Yeah, he was a freak.
Alec, nice try. Calling on the road, man.
Thank you.
Thanks for the effort today.
Thank
There
you.
it goes. He's gone.
All right,
the
it's
effort.
500.
All right, this
Good job,
is for
Schaefer.
Schaefer, then we'll give Bill the tiebreaker. Schaefer, what Cardinals pitcher won the NL Cy Young Award in 2005?
Adam Wainwright.
Is it Adam Wainwright? No.
Ooh.
Said it confidently. It would be
Say another one.
So, all right. I'm trying to
Try
think of who
again.
else would have been there. I think Daryl Kyle had passed at that
He had
point.
passed in 2001 or 2.
Try again. Al Hrabosky.
Who was the guy? Chris Carpenter?
Hey, Chris Carpenter is the guest, and that is
Brilliant. Hadn't thought about Chris
Brilliant.
Carpenter until 2 seconds ago.
He was very good.
I was very confident that it was
Chris
Adam
Carpenter
Wainwright.
could be having coffee here right now.
He could be.
Wouldn't know him.
Would not
And then
know
if he told me who he was, I wouldn't know him.
See,
And I would probably
won a Cy
doubt
Young.
him.
I would have had to like do
I
the
won a Cy Young.
Rolodex and was like
Yeah.
Carpenter. Carpenter was like, oh yeah, good pitcher for the Cardinals for a few years.
Yeah.
Pitch for the Blue Jays for a little bit. That's it. I'm out. That's all I got.
I think there's a chance Bill can get this on the dot.
That's a lot of pressure.
I'm just I said a chance. I didn't say you would. Chance. Danny McClain holds the record for most wins in a season by a Cy Young Award winner with the Tigers in 1968. How many wins did he have?
It's 31 or 33.
Got it.
31.
31.
See, on the
Yeah.
dot,
31,
31.
yeah.
That's Incredible.
How about that? 31-6 with a 1.96 ERA.
Won 31 games.
I didn't even know anyone won over 30 games.
Yeah. 31. Yeah, he's the only one ever.
He's the only one ever. Yep.
Yeah. 31-6 with a 1.96 ERA.
That's incredible.
That's
Detroit.
I remember it.
The lowest ever ERA for a Cy Young Award winner was Raleigh Fingers in, I think, 1981. Was like a 1.06 ERA. 1.06.
Yeah, there's no torpedo bats back then.
No torpedo bats.
He was never a starter.
No, I don't. Maybe early in his career, but I don't know if he went the Eckersley
Hold on.
way.
I want to go back on it. I don't want to say he was never a starter.
I think he started early and then he just finished his career as a close.
Okay. Better
times.
When we come back,
Think
hour
about that.
3,
Can we play the Gundy?
Oh yeah, we got Gundy audio. We
we
also
got
have some Kirby Smart audio too.
We got to play some Gundy audio.
Yes. Let's audio up.
Hour 3 next, an early break on the ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Midwest Bank. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards just south of 48th and Holdridge.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com. Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread's Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread's Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
Bagels and Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. You can't go wrong with one of their great bagel sandwiches or breakfast burritos. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here, summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln. Always honest answers.
Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
What's going on, fans? This is Lexi Rodriguez, four-time All-American at Nebraska and now proud member of Omaha's newest professional team, Love Omaha Volleyball. League One Volleyball is bringing the heat this year. Don't miss your chance to see Olympians, national players, and national champions right here in Omaha from now through April. We can't wait to see you cheering us on in the stands. Visit lovboma.com to buy single match tickets to see me and Love Omaha Volleyball in action this season. Go Big Green!
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Wake up, Lincoln.
Good morning. Good morning. It's great to stay up late.
It's time for Early Break, presented by Nebco. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
I like Stone.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
And here comes a sandwich from God.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
Hey, somebody grab me a mocha quick, would you?
This is Early Break.
Welcome back to Hour 3 on a Thursday. Steve Zippel, Jake Sorensen, Bill Busch on Early Break, and Mike Schaefer. Our third hour, sponsored by our friends at Nebco, now hiring at Ready Mix Concretes. Check out their jobs at nebcoinc.com. We have some cleanup from the game show.
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah, we have a problem. Keith Mann.
From Nebraska Media.
What would you call his title, Shay?
Sports information director, Keith Mann.
He runs the university. Him and Dennis LeBlanc are the two highest reach people you want to talk to.
Keith, this is cleanup. This is a problem. I identified Steve Carlton, the former Phillies pitcher, as a big righty. That was stupid.
You said the big righty.
Yeah, as soon as I came out of my mouth, I thought, oh, God, I think he's a lefty or he's ambidextrous.
Don't think he is.
Ironically, his nickname is Lefty.
You could have been more wrong. The big right-hander, but he's known as Lefty.
You can hear Keith say that, too, can't you?
He's known as Lefty.
Yeah.
With a straight face, very tan, with golf gear on.
Very dry.
Yeah, very dry.
Extremely dry humor by Keith Mann.
And when he sees you the next time, Lefty, he'll walk by and just say, Lefty.
And he'll say something else that can't be repeated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we got that figured out, though.
Yeah.
Thank you, Keith Mann, for the correction.
Yes. Good job, Keith.
Mike Gundy spoke to media. Was this yesterday, Sip, he spoke, or 2 days ago?
Apparently it was yesterday.
Yeah.
It was in the last 2 days.
Okay.
Set it up, Jake.
Well, again, he's been an advocate of playing a spring game against somebody. He wants to play practice against Oklahoma. He wants to. This is a question that was posed to him and his answer. Okay, this is from media
availability.
Yes, here we go. Mike Gundy.
This year, but the NCAA said no to Dion and Syracuse
It's a question
on their deal. But the coaches have said we're going to look at this, and next year that may be part of this. So your feeling on that?
I mean, I think we should. I mentioned it the other day. I just thought of the deal with OU. I think it's a good deal. I would like to do it. I'd like to practice against them. I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to waste my time on who's going to determine what the rules are anymore, because essentially there's not really enough of them to follow. And I'm not even sure how they have grounds to say you can't do it. Somebody just goes and does it. What are they going to do to them?
Mike Gundy.
You keep going.
That's all I got.
That's all I got.
Yeah.
The last part of it was the best part.
Oh, sorry.
If
paraphrase,
he said, if you do it, who's going to? How are you going to be? What are they going to do to you? Like if you just decide to do it,
didn't they say that?
Then what? Who's going to punish you? Yeah, he kind of said it. He elaborated a little bit
more.
Yeah, who's going to punish you? And what are they going to do?
Steve brought it up to me off air. He goes, "It's the state of college football. You can just tell the NCAA what are they going to do."
We're truly in the Wild West.
Impermissible benefits have gone away, Schaefer. That will never happen again.
Now, hold on. I had a coach tell me yesterday that's coming back because here's what's going to happen. They're going to have the rev share number. Then they're going to have – there's still
I agree with that.
They'll still have NIL, but it'll be a clearinghouse. If the clearinghouse rejects it, that under-table payments are coming again. Here it
could happen. I don't think we disagree with that. But
they're just going under the table again. I mean, but anyway, Gundy's point is, what the hell? Like what? Why can't we do it? And who's going to enforce anything?
Who are you sending down here?
Right.
What's the bunch of guys
what's
coming
the
down
punishment going to be?
Bunch of guys.
Are you really going to
imagine a bunch of guys trying to keep people off the field? Stop it! Get out of here! That's not going to happen.
No, I love it. I love it.
And then I also like to when that thing got shot down too. I love Fran Brown. He said, "We should just let Bill O'Brien and Belichick come up with the idea. Then it would have went through." Yeah, he fired one across the bow there.
Fired one across the bow.
Wow. He goes, we should just let them because it
is wild out there right now.
I don't see
it's never been this
slowing
long.
down. You effectively have a almost toothless entity that's running everything. They can't really make decisions because everything they do is challenged in courts anyways.
Right.
So they're kind of at the point like,
why
are we? Okay, you want to be eligible for the rest of your life? What are we going to say no? Because some judge somewhere is just going to be like, well, this is capping future earnings. Unconstitutional, throwing it out.
Why do you think Pruitt fired off a $100 million lawsuit? Because his lawyer goes, hey, man, let's get involved here.
Right.
If this goes down to that, then all of a sudden they're going to do is they might just go, you know what, just give him $5 million or something because I don't want to do this.
Is it? Tell me if I'm being hyperbolic. Is it kind of like anarchy out there right now? Just seems like
what's every day? What's every day? April Fool's Day. Every day. It's
you
like
never know
what
what's
just
real,
happened?
what's not.
Yeah, Gundy's telling the media that we're just going to blatantly break the rules because why not?
Who's going to punish it? And what's the punishment going to be?
Right.
Well, he's saying they could in theory. He's not actually doing it. I think it's still conjecture until two teams actually line up and attempt to scrimmage each other.
He is saying publicly though, what are they going to do?
Yeah.
If I was his AD, I think it'd be another instance where I'd say, Mike, cool it a little bit. It's just appearances aren't great.
Gundy will never cool it.
Uh-uh.
That's not his MO. It's not who he is.
So we agreed on this show, Schaefer, that at least we brought up that the reason for this is the timing because not everyone would have had access to scrimmage or do something. This is the time at that. This is coming. Next year, there's no chance that this is not coming next year.
We've discussed this for a while. I know Steve has always brought up that people will hold it against a head coach. So
they will.
If there's a result attached to it, then
they will.
That makes it a more difficult thing. I think I've proposed in the past, like you, instead of a bowl game, you kick it forward and you play a team in the spring that you would have qualified against bowl-wise, or you can match up teams that didn't. I think there's different ways that you can do it. Some people have pitched it as a buy game opportunity, like a South Dakota State would come in.
Just there's so many different
there's a lot of avenues to it.
And the key to it is you don't have to do it.
Yeah.
That's why it's going to pass. You don't have to. Someone just say, we're not doing it. Okay, no problem.
Carry on.
You
do you.
God,
yeah.
Talking about adding zip to the spring.
My question is, would you get more value instead of having like an actual contest? Like, would you get more value just doing what they do in the NFL where you have two teams that are just practicing against each other? Practicing, then you have a live period. You're back to practicing, then you have a live period.
I go best of both worlds. Do that, and then on the final day they're here, play spring game.
Okay.
Play spring
game. Can you? We talked about on. Can you imagine the buzz if K-State was coming up here?
I can't imagine it, and I love it.
It would
exhibition
be
game. Game doesn't count.
Lance is in town for 3 or 4 days.
It would eliminate the malaise that to me was the spring game. Like there's no enthusiasm I had for whatever was coming on that day.
It would eliminate a lot of malaise.
Yeah.
It would just be fun.
It wouldn't.
We need it for the show because I would like.
No, we don't like malaise.
Because I would love to talk about Tulsa playing Kansas State in a spring game. I'd love to talk about
100.
it. Like this is fun.
Oh, bring Tulsa here. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, Tulsa can come in here. That'd be great.
I'm just imagining ESPN trying to figure out how they're going to televise all of these while they also have the women's basketball contract and all the different things that they have going on in the middle of the week.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
But we can work around that.
Well, no, you will not struggle to find TV partners to put football, college football in the spring on television.
Yeah, you want to find
when
somebody.
They flexed out the FCS into the spring, like people were watching.
They were.
Yeah. They were absolutely watching.
I'm going best of both worlds, though. You have your little practices like they do in the NFL, but then culminate it with some form of game on Saturday, and you'll get a full house.
Look, what they were proposing, they being Oklahoma State, was just 2 practices, home and home. We'll drive down to Norman. You drive up to Stillwater.
Okay.
And so you could do that here easy.
Yep.
Kansas State from here, what's it, 100 miles?
Yeah, Iowa State, same thing.
Iowa State,
think about your subscribers.
Yeah.
Oh, no, there's definitely enthusiasm for this. I am on board with the idea of it.
Bill, it's amazing what you're saying right now. You're going full in that they're doing it next year.
It'll happen next year. This will happen next year.
This is an exciting day.
Yeah, it'll happen next year.
Exciting.
Well, previously not excited. So not excited he couldn't even remember his favorite athlete's arm that he used.
My favorite athlete.
To accomplish
big right.
big
right-hander.
I said one of my favorites.
Name was Lefty, known as Lefty.
It's a big righty.
But
anyway,
what we talked about, Shafe, chime in on this one, is that we just talk about it's the fans. You got to, if you ever lose the fans, you have no game.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to do something to engage the fans across the board. And this engages fans.
Right.
God, we talked about what if all of a sudden Belichick was rolling there with North Carolina this spring? What if all of a sudden he was rolling in there for 3 days?
That'd be fun.
I mean,
it would turn the town upside down.
You combine it with the coaching clinic?
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Here, come be our keynote at the coaching clinic. We'll pay you.
And they're going to play.
You can just stick around and you can coach your guys,
team.
and then we're going to play this game.
And they're going to play on Saturday.
Yeah.
And we're going to see Dylan play. We're going to see Dane Key. We're going to see it all. We're going to see Heinrich.
Well, and more importantly, you're going to see them against someone that isn't themselves.
Right.
I mean, I think that's
exactly
part of why I was so done with the spring game, is that you could talk yourself into whatever the result was while mitigating the fact that they were practicing against each other, no blitzing, limited
the whole thing.
It's a little bit like the Crown. A little bit like the Crown.
Wow.
But it is. It's not.
I think the bowl game comparison's a little closer than spring football for the Crown. But
you got it. You're
it's
right.
Closer.
You can fabricate a lot of things in your mind in both.
Yeah.
I mean, I talked myself completely into the passing game last year.
Right.
And it's not like there was a lot of pressure on Dylan to make those throws or in his face or anything like that. So
no. It's kind of fun living in a fantasy world, but that's what I like is there'd be much more reality to a team coming in here and playing. I mean, you get a better look because naturally there's going to be.
Would Nebraska ever go on the road?
I don't know. Maybe.
I think if you do, it's either. I'd come down to. I think you do. It's either home and home, or maybe schools like Nebraska can always work it where it's like
I would just assume Nebraska would call up the area schools and be like, "Hey, come do this."
Yeah,
like the FCS schools.
Oh,
like at South Dakota State or
what about Kansas State?
Yeah, I just don't think, they don't want to play road games in non-conference anymore. Why are they going to play a road spring game?
I think you go 1-1 though. You could go with whether we practice. I liked Oklahoma State. They had the best idea. Hey, we're gonna spend 2 days together. They didn't say spring game.
Right. Well, that's
they said. Hey, we're gonna
think
practice.
That's more likely than an actual game.
Probably is more likely.
But
I want the game.
Yeah, I think you're more likely to get a joint practice.
Yeah, that doesn't do it for me as much.
Yeah, because you're not going to be invited into that more than likely.
No,
so that's malaise then for you. Still,
there's
right?
still a little. There's some zip.
And you got to work on your sources, and you got to have sources on both sides.
Now, I want a game on Saturday. That's what I want. Look, I want that hotel.
What you're saying is what America always generally wants, which is more football.
Right.
But
here's my thing. Yeah, why? What's wrong with it?
I don't have it. Nothing for me.
Nothing's wrong.
I am only gaining in this scenario.
No, I know. No.
Me that likes football and likes sports, I am only gaining.
No, I was directing that question to
you.
I have great interest in Washington State and in Arizona playing a spring game.
100.
Big interest.
If that is on my television at 7 o'clock on a Thursday night, 100% watch it.
Try to watch it.
This is not it's not an issue at all.
I'd be text. We'd be in a group text.
I want to address something. I want
to see the screen pass they just threw.
Yeah. I want to address something, Shafe. I have said that it would put pressure on the head coach, and that I think that was sort of a reason not to do it. I've come around on it. I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, there would be pressure on the head coach. Who cares?
I think at this point, there's just pressure on the head coach for everything.
There's
that they
always
do.
pressure.
And
Yeah.
they're paid, and they're paid well for that. By
Right.
the way, they're paid well for that pressure.
I'm not worried about that. Yeah, big deal. Yeah,
What's
it's pressure. Win the game.
You're making $9 million. Yeah, they make
Right.
some pressure on you every
If
day.
you are a head coach in the Power 4 right now, today, you're set for life.
Right. So
you are.
yeah, come
if
on.
you're a Power 4 head coach right now, and all of a sudden you're set for life.
So you got to play a game this spring that doesn't count. Is that too much pressure for you? Come on.
If you're the head coach at Northwestern, you're fine.
Yeah.
If all of a sudden, like that, you get fired the next year and you don't ever coach again. Sucks, but I got $10 million in the bank.
Right.
So
And you're now in the ecosphere where if you want to be a media member, if
Yeah.
you want to do speaking,
Whatever.
You're
I'm not
you're
worried
good.
about that part. I'm not worried. You shouldn't worry about it anyway. Just do it. I hope Bill's right. It's the most exciting thing I can think about.
If you could pick one opponent for both of you as a Kansas State, is that your?
Yeah, that's probably the one I go to first.
Yeah,
the
Colorado is
proximity.
interesting, but I think it would create almost too much of a
Don't say
craze.
too much. Don't say too
But
much.
I would go Kansas State or Iowa State for or Kansas.
Proximity.
Those three. Just get something that works out for, because here's what you don't want to do. Hey, I'm going to get on a plane. We're going to go to Miami.
Yeah,
all of a
don't
sudden
need
it's
to
like
do
we
that.
don't need to do
Clemson.
that. Clemson. No,
Can I
no.
sell you on Missouri?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Absolutely.
100.
Sell, and I'm buying.
100.
I want Nebraska,
Oklahoma
Missouri.
State.
I want that as a series. Like I want that pack.
Yeah.
I would like to. Having done Colorado now 4 times, I'm into. Give me Missouri.
Oh,
give
it'd
me
be
Kansas
incredible.
State. Give me any of the big 8 teams.
Give me Woody Woodenhofer on the
Yeah,
sideline as an honorary coach. God,
Yes.
paradise.
Be paradise. If you've ever been to a game, because I've been lucky enough to coach, and so at Como, it's incredible. I dropped that in.
Except for the Thursday night game that I went to, there was raining cats and dogs. That was the.
Was it still incredible at the end of it?
It
What a
was.
game,
It
though,
was 12-0
Jake.
going the fourth quarter. I was wet for like a week. after that
Big
game.
journalism lesson. You can't write your story before the fourth quarter to
Right.
try to meet deadlines.
Nope.
So that was a control A
27
delete
points.
Yeah.
start of that fourth quarter.
What was it?
It was
What happened?
12-0 going to the
Yeah.
fourth quarter, and Nebraska scored 27 points in the fourth.
No,
Down to it, I think a pick in that game. DeJon Gomes had a big pick in the fourth
Jones
quarter.
had
as
a
well.
huge interception. Roy Halou had a giant run that sealed the game down the sidelines, like a 65-yard run. Zach Lee had a couple big throws. Can't remember who got one of the
The
touchdowns.
weather was so bad. The scoreboard, but
Sue was
got shut
incredible.
down
I mean,
early on in that game too.
That was one of Sue's 5 best games of his career, which would be kind of a fun.
But it was.
topic to
But
wade
it's a great setting.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Setting it is incredible.
Well, and they hated Nebraska.
They totally
Yeah.
did. Absolutely.
Oh, it was
hated
ugly.
Nebraska.
It was ugly.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to imagine that because I only covered one game there. That media setup, if they win, they can just surround you. You're like in the lion's den,
Was
where
experience.
they're having you stand,
No, it
and their
was
fans
rough.
can just stand there and just
It was rough.
hurl stuff at you, both
Yeah.
verbally and physically.
Yeah,
like
when
you're just kind of trapped in this
I
pit.
always remember McKeever after the whole Davison
Mhm,
deal.
97.
We were walking to the car and McKeever kept saying, "Just look forward. Don't look to the side. Just look forward. Just look forward." Because there are people out in the
Yeah.
lot. It was rough. Just look forward. Okay. We were threatened. It was threatening.
It's threatening.
Well, Sip has to depart now. Apparently.
Oh, it's 8:30. Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah,
Hey, thanks, guys.
He's got to give a speech at Round the Bend at noon.
At noon, yeah. It's a long drive
It's
over to
a
Ashland.
22-minute drive to Ashland. He's leaving
He's
now.
gotta prepare
He's
himself,
got to get there.
There are some
I
complications.
don't know if
I
there
thought
is.
last week's
I talked to
departure was
McSafety.
premature.
I don't know.
Shape, you sticking around or not?
Ah, yeah.
All right,
I'm
well,
here.
Thanks,
Schaefer and
Schaefer.
I got to
Bill,
fill in
thank
for
you.
Sipple.
So you don't have to be somewhere at 2:00 this afternoon on South Lincoln.
I'm wide open.
Bill's Thrills is next. An early break on the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Presented by NIPCO on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and March Madness is here, and Koppel is ready to rock and roll. We just closed the books on a tremendous February, and we're locked and loaded for a big March. True 0% APR is happening right now at Koppel on select new models. Koppel also has over 10,500 off list on new select models. So please stop on by and see what confident driving and confident buying is all about. We're right down 144th Street or online at koppelcars.com. All deals with the roof credit, 0% is standalone.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see partly to mostly sunny skies with light winds, an afternoon high around 59. Tonight, a slight chance of showers, otherwise mainly cloudy, low around 42. And tomorrow, we'll see a chance of showers throughout the day, an afternoon high near 55. Meteorologist Kyle Hutter for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Love is in the air, and so are big savings. It's the Big I Do event at Sartor Heyman Jewelers, South Point Pavilions, April 4th through the 6th. For 3 days only, enjoy 20% off all engagement rings and wedding bands, plus exclusive bridal collections from our top designers. Whether you're saying yes or I do, shop now for the year's best prices and selection. April 4th through 6th, Sartor Heyman Jewelers, South Point Pavilions.
A smoke-free environment is the only way to fully protect from the dangers of secondhand smoke. That's why smoke-free policies are so important to me. Whether it's in my car, apartment building, or when I'm dining outdoors, there's no place for secondhand smoke or e-cigarette aerosol. Breathe easier knowing the facts. Visit smokefree.ne.gov. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. It doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Imagine a healthier, more active, physically fit version of yourself. If you've been putting off getting into shape, now is the time with the Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping 10-Week Challenge. Our program combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching to help you achieve your fitness goals. And ticket listeners, you can get $150 off your enrollment. The next 10-week challenge begins on April 12th. You can get all the info at fxblincoln.com. Don't wait any longer. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and digital insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
We're on the air.
Back
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
to more of Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Sip may have stepped out for the show, but Mike Schaefer's still here.
Schaef's here.
Bill Busch still here. Jake Sorensen's still here. Hey, we're not leaving until 9 o'clock.
Thanks for having Schaef stick around.
Schaefer is a good man.
Yeah.
Thank you, Schaefer.
I'm going over to the football availability later today, so I got time to kill.
So it all kind of ties in. What time is the availability? What time do they do that?
It's usually 11. If we aren't going in to watch anything for practice, it's around 11:30.
Gotcha.
Late, so
nice.
Got some time to kill.
You got some time to kill, and thank you for sticking with us.
Yeah, that's
Schaefer.
very nice of you. Thank you.
Because now it's time on a Thursday for cool parenting tips on Bill's Thrills. So without further ado, let's play the open.
Some call him the most interesting man in the world.
That is setting up the morel mushroom
Yes.
bonanza.
Oh,
yeah.
is it gonna be bonanza?
Mushrooms grow better with thunder and lightning.
Others call him coach. But to everyone else, he's Bill.
I want to get one of those military ab stimulators for us to wear during the show. You see, I sent you today.
It's time for Bill's Thrills on Early Break.
Bill's Thrills, sponsored by our friends at Trados. If you have any grain marketing questions or needs, you know where to go to. It's gotrados.com. GOTREDAS.com. Bill, it is a cool parenting tip Thursday, I believe, right?
Cool parenting tip. I want to see if Schaef's locked into this. I know Steve, if he's listening, would probably have
right
some
there.
with that. What's that? Oh, he hasn't even left yet. Oh, he's not listening.
No,
then
he's
probably.
leaving at 8:30. It's taking about 20 minutes to get out.
Out of here.
8:36 right now.
Take a long time like that. He's got to speak at 12:30 in around the bend, which is a 24-minute drive.
It's all about the preparation,
yeah,
Bill.
He wants to get there. That's incredible. But anyway, so never be stackable, always be retractable. Never be stackable, always be retractable. Teach your kids this. How to park at a neighborhood event.
Okay, like this.
Saw one the other day.
Okay.
And it's a pretty big driveway, and people started showing up to this event. You could tell what's going on. It was a baby shower. I knew what it was. It was right in my neighborhood. And all of a sudden, people were like, oh, wow, I got in a good time. They whipped into the driveway. And all of a sudden, they were stacked 6 deep. And that just is a crushing blow
the driveway
when you go to depart. If you ever have to depart, you have now sequenced your way out of it. You have to teach your kids when you go to a neighborhood event, non-parking lot event, to always park on the street. Always park on the street. If you don't park on the street, you're going to get trapped. There's a potential of getting trapped. And then you become a problem with the entire party.
Yep.
Then all of a sudden, like that, especially an event like that, when you have like a baby shower or something like that, you can do the Irish exit. You don't have to say goodbye to everybody and stop the whole party. Sometimes you just kind of slide out with kind of like I gotta go. Gotcha. If you're trapped, now it's like, hang on, who's driving the Buick? And you got to go back in, figure out who it is. Oh, hey, just give me your keys. I'll move the car. I'll bring it back. It's a major problem. And I saw there was a younger girl who pulled up to the event, and she whipped right past it and went right to the street. And I looked at it and I go, boom.
She gets
brilliant.
She gets
brilliant idea. Because then you have the out. Never trap yourself. You always have to be retractable. But if you're stackable, you're locked in. It'll get you on that.
It's double because you want to be the person that, if you are stacked up, you want to say, I want to get out without telling somebody they have to move their car, but that's unlikely to happen. It's likely, hey, I want to leave early. Well, I need 3 cars to move right now.
Yeah. So
that sucks.
And so they were stacked up about 9. I go, there's people trapped in this right now. I just don't, because they whipped in going,
No
hey, look at this. I got free. Never
No
park
exit.
in a driveway at a function. At its neighborhood.
I tend to be mostly a street parker anyway. Like there's definitely, when I was younger, there was a part of me that was like, oh, I shouldn't park in someone's driveway.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't my house. This isn't, so there was that. And then now I see this all the time with my in-laws, because my in-laws will always have people over they have the Sunday meal, which is a very prominent thing. And Shelby and I being in Lincoln, we aren't always there up in Omaha. But when we go, her siblings will somehow always get themselves in the worst possible order of parking in the driveway.
Yeah.
And then one of them who was planning on staying all the way through Sunday Night Football is being asked to move his car.
Yeah.
So that the other one that leaves immediately after.
And they know
as
they're
soon as
leaving.
their allotment of time with family is done, boom, they're out. They're the one parked closest to the garage door.
Yeah.
So then everyone has to, so I watch this all the time.
They need this tip. They need this tip right here.
Now they're in a tough situation though, because it's a circle. So it's not as easy to park in the circle.
I'm telling you right now, cul-de-sac parking is brutal.
Yeah.
Because
that is the one
you can't
thing.
pull up to it. It's on a big curve.
Well, and
it's very
everywhere you're
hard.
sort of in someone's way if you're trying to park on the street.
So generally, like that, our other house was a cul-de-sac. He's like, hey, park down. They would park not in the cul-de-sac.
Yeah, you
down
park
the
it
side
and you
street.
walk.
Just walk for. And
It's
guess what?
easier to get out.
How many times are you in a driving rainstorm or a blizzard where you can't stand up? Very slim. Very slim. Very few. So just walk. It doesn't kill you to walk the extra 20 feet.
Right.
So,
No, I agree.
Yeah, just take that adjustment. Anything from the text.
We got
line
a couple responses here, Bill. Tommy says, the introvert in me truly appreciates this, Bill. I'd rather walk at that point than ask people to move their car.
Oh, it's I tell you right now, that's a tough conversation. Hey, Tommy, could you move your car? We're trying to get out. And then he's like, well, why did you park here when what is the situation? And it's a whole, and then guess what? Then they got to back it out. It's kind of tight. Then they're like, do I come back into this spot now? Do I trap myself? It's a whole situation.
And then someone who shows up later in the party now has you boxed in, and you're the one that's
all of a sudden I'm the one. What is going on here? What
Park
else
on the street, you don't have that problem.
No. Be retractable.
Craig has a different take. He says, also, don't park your crap car that leaks oil in the driveway either.
That was a big reason why I didn't want to park in people's driveway.
Yeah.
Is that I had like a hand-me-down Jeep for my first vehicle.
Yeah.
Couldn't guarantee that there
Couldn't
wouldn't
guarantee
be.
it. Not your fault. Yeah.
It's like, it's an 88.
Exactly. I tell you what, I don't want someone really, someone says, do you want someone to leak oil on your driveway? No, I don't. But I'm also not going to lose my mind if if Gigi has a friend over and they park in the driveway and some oil drips out, I'm not calling her parents. I'm not calling her parents. Hey, listen, your daughter was over here and some oil leaked out.
She needs to come back. We have some work to do.
We have some work to do, and a stern conversation to follow. No, that's not happening. Not happening whatsoever. But anything else, Jake?
Yeah, Chris P says, I'm not afraid to walk. I agree with Bill on this one. Park in the street or park in a different side street.
It just makes so much, but people don't know that people, like you said, Schaefer dealt with it every Sunday for a while there. So it's like, it just happens. It's like, no, just park down the street. It's not that big of a deal.
Coming back next week. I can already envision the problem. I already know.
When you see it, you'll think about it.
There's only a handful of siblings. So
yes,
it's always the same
people.
Yeah.
So, and then some of them get excited to get the close spot. They whip in there. It's like, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
Bill, the headline again, please.
I've got it right here. Never be stackable. Always be retractable. The ability to move.
That is Bill's Thrill, sponsored by Dirk Scott and Ty. I don't know, by Trados. Excuse me. It's a slip. By Trados.
Like that.
It's by Trados.
Well, we'll
go Trados.com. GOTRE.
We'll hit up Dirk Scott and Ty and they'll send him a small check for that.
Latex Mallard says, I just don't go anywhere. I have to avoid that. I don't go anywhere.
Nice job. Okay. Not quite going that deep, but don't get out of the house.
Brian also says, I'm with Schaefer. It's just polite and the right thing to do to not park in someone's driveway if you don't live there.
Yeah.
Yep. So
I don't mind the driveway sometimes. This driveway was very welcoming, and I think that just lured people in. It just lured them in, and then I could tell it was.
Did they have a sign? You knew that it was a party was happening that day.
The sign was up. The sign was outside. That's why I put it. I surmised what it was, and I'm like, okay. And it was the perfect one. It's like a Sunday brunch. It was a Sunday brunch, and there were people rolling in, and so here we go.
All right, there we go.
Blue coats.
The blue coats are certainly here.
Also, talk to Trevor real quickly. He's like, absolutely, the green hand's the deal. It's after your freshman year, after you create the requirements. So those with no green hand in the FFA is very concerning. You know what FFA stands for now, Shafe?
I heard about this during the break, and I shook my head.
Nothing.
Yeah,
nothing. Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
I don't understand
that.
It's an acronym. We'll leave it at that. It's an acronym with no meaning at all. Spillovers next on Early Break on the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Presented by NIPCO on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
I'm Chief Dave Engler. When a fire truck hits a pothole with 12 tons of fast-moving equipment and crew, it's a problem. On your ballot in April is a measure to continue Lincoln's quarter-cent sales tax for street improvements. A vote against eliminates the street funding. A vote for will not raise your taxes and keeps the funding in place. And better roads means faster response times. Learn more at LincolnOnTheMove.com.
We use our Lincoln streets every day, and so do first responders. But visitors and out-of-town commuters also do. A quarter-cent sales tax for streets passed by voters in 2019 makes those commuters pay about $6 million a year to improve streets. On your ballot in April is a measure to continue it. A vote against means no more funds from commuters. A vote for will not raise your taxes, and commuters still pay. Learn more at LincolnOnTheMove.com. Paid for by the City of Lincoln.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com. Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com. Wrestling fans, it's time to elevate your game, just like Stevens & Smith Construction does for your concrete needs. As your full-service concrete contractor, we deliver solid results every time. From singles to doubles, fighting for inside position to scrambling reversals, we know how to pin down quality and slam expectations. Stevens & Smith Construction, a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket, where Husker wrestlers bring you all the action. Don't stall. Stevens & Smith Construction is here to help you build a concrete foundation for the win. Check us out at www.stevensandsmith.com because stalling is a penalty and winning is the only option.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage door sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, a realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at DoorsPlusLLC.com or give them a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus. Garage doors and more. Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
you know the saying, April showers bring May flowers? Well, it's true for heart health, too. Sprinkling in a few small changes can make a big impact on your heart health. Try adding a vegetable to your dinner or no salt seasoning. Looking for support in making these changes? Join a workshop to learn more about a healthy lifestyle. Search Chronic Disease Nebraska for more details. Paid for by Nebraska DHHS, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
We're on the air. Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
To more of Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It is time for the spillover, sponsored by our friends at Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love. It was not all good news yesterday for Nebraska athletics. Again, basketball did beat Georgetown in the Crown, but continued issues for Nebraska baseball in midweek games. They lose to Creighton, of course, here in Lincoln on Tuesday, 9-5. They had a 9-5 lead yesterday. Schaefer, is that right? 9-4.
Was it 9-5?
They were up big, but they lose to Omaha. Yeah, so Omaha makes the tournament in basketball. They beat Nebraska in baseball. They beat LSU in baseball earlier this year. Nebraska falls 11-9 to Omaha. So another.
It was 9-9 when I last checked.
11-9, the final score. Another midweek loss, and especially.
Shape, what is the midweek issue?
They just don't have pitching. I mean,
that was last year also, right?
And to a degree, I mean, so they didn't have enough pitching last year to survive the midweek, and you weren't obviously going to throw a Sears or some of those guys.
Yep.
Right now, they don't have guys that can throw strikes. I think they have double-digit walks in yesterday's game.
I think you're right.
I mean, so that's or maybe
that's a problem.
Maybe it's between the Creighton game and the UNO game. In those two games, they had double-digit walks.
Gotcha.
Can't give up that many free passes. It used to be when we talk about midweek, it's like, okay, well, some of the guys further down the roster just aren't able to perform at the level that no, these are guys that you're using on Friday through Sunday too, because they're trying to win these games and they can't. And I don't know what it is. And this is 3 years now of just not being able to win the easy games on Tuesday and Wednesday. Now you turn around, you pretty much have to sweep Big Ten series because you got to get into the Big Ten tournament to have a chance to get into the NCAA tournament, because you pretty much have to win the Big Ten at this point.
Yeah.
And you've already lost to Washington, UCLA, and USC. So you've already lost 3 series. The Oregon State thing was really nice, but
you were hoping that might spark something.
And it's baseball is not a sport where one win is going to spark some kind of long run. Like it is, baseball is the ultimate. You have to show up consistent every day and grind every day, and you can't just show up because you're Nebraska and they're UNO and you're going to be successful or whatever it is. And I don't even think that's what the mentality or the problem is. They're just not consistent. They can't consistently throw strikes. They can't consistently get on base. They can't consistently drive in runs when there's less than 2 outs and you have runners on second and third. They are just struggling. And they have a few guys that have played very well, and they have a lot of guys that have not lived up to the expectations of what was put on them. And they're just they're an average to bad team that's inconsistent every single game.
From last night's game, again, Nebraska out-hits Omaha 15-8. But as you mentioned, 12 walks issued by Nebraska pitchers
in one game.
Yes.
And they're using all of their guys. They ran out of pitching last
night. They had 8 pitchers go last night.
Yeah,
I
mean,
8 guys pitched for Nebraska last night.
It's not good over there. It's just not good.
8 pitchers, that would be alarming.
For a midweek game.
Alarming.
Yeah. So the struggles.
They didn't even go extra innings. That's 8 pitchers in 9 innings. That is not good.
Nebraska now 12-17 overall.
Yeah.
Getting late. 4-8 in conference play.
It is getting late for Nebraska baseball.
This is a team that was ranked preseason 24th. Now, we knew that Brett Sears, again, pitcher of the year in the Big Ten, was not back. McConaughey was going to be your guy. He gets hurt after week 2 or 3.
But that's one guy.
One guy. You already knew you didn't have Brett Sears. That was a given.
The issues are, and, when we talked about this in February, and one of my concerns is I didn't think they had enough pitching to get from their starters to finishing the game with your closer or whoever that was going to be. And they don't. And they don't have those middle relief guys. They don't really have great end of game guys. And then they can't turn around and have people that you can get you 2 clean innings in midweek games right now. Like it is a struggle.
Baseball has dramatically changed with the conference change. And all of a sudden you bring USC and UCLA into your league.
And they're not outclassed, but and clearly, I mean, they played fine with Oregon. It's not a talent thing. Guys are not executing and doing what they're supposed to do when they're on the field. I mean, you have players that went to these summer leagues, the guys that went to the Cape Cod League or the Northern League, and they just were fantastic. They come back to Lincoln, they had a good fall, and then you get into the spring, and it's like the more they fight and struggle against it, the worse it almost seems. It's just like they're in quicksand.
Who do they have next, Jake?
Nebraska will host Rutgers this weekend, Bill. 3 games, Friday, Saturday, Sunday with the Scarlet Knights. 6 o'clock on Friday, 2 o'clock Saturday, and 12 p.m. on Sunday. Rutgers comes.
They're a solid, I think, middle of the pack Big Ten team.
Yes,
they're usually a tournament team in the Big Ten. I mean, it's not even that difficult of a conference, and yet it feels like Nebraska is really, really unlikely to get out of this rut.
And they were preseason heavily favorites to win the conference, right?
Yep.
So everything's good. Everything's going great. Wonderful. Hey, at least basketball is alive in the crown still. Final Four.
Crown. There is no
basketball.
crown for baseball.
There's no crown.
You don't make the Big Ten tournament
it.
baseball. There is no extra games for you.
Make it stop.
That'd be incredible if there was.
Schaefer, thanks for sticking around. Appreciate you. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, Schaefer.
The Drive is next. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Hog Wild's giant stuffed baked potatoes are anything but basic and